Can you believe that I almost forgot to start the stream? It's what happens. Sometimes it's what happens. You just forget. You forget things. But hey, how's it going? It's Order 42. I'm Rob. You're you, and we're here, and we're chatting. What are we talking about? Excuse me. What are we talking about, guys? Hello? Hello? Can you hear me? Am I transmitting? Hello. Ricky's here. Ricky was first. Look, sometimes Ricky's going to be first. Ricky's been first a lot lately. But hey, welcome. Welcome, Ricky. Cosma, welcome. Movie Mike, welcome. Good to see you guys. Let's see. What was the issue of DoorDash or Uber Eats taking too long for your food to get there? It's not that interesting, but it was, yeah. It was like they went, it's like they picked up my food and then drove around with it and making however many stops they were making. And it just got to be so frustrating to watch my food getting cold in real time on a map. And I just said, you know what? No, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it anymore. If I want food that bad, then it's worth it for me to just go get it. That way I know, hey, it's done. I pick it up, I go home and I eat it. Instead of I order the food and then I sit and wait for some person. I was going to say, idiot or moron or whatever, but I don't know that. I don't know what's going on with them, and I just look and I wait, and it's just not worth it's not worth the extra money that I'm paying too. The fact that I was paying like $8 to $10 extra to not get out of my chair, screw that. I'll just get up and go. If I want it that bad, I should get my ass up and go get it. That's just the way I look at it. So yeah, I stopped doing it. Yeah. So there you go. But look, hey, good to see you guys. We're talking about martial arts movies. Oh yeah. There's 4 that I watched this over the last week. I've got 4 more and then I'm done for a while. I'm done for at least a few, because I think I bought, what is it? The 8 diagram pole fighter. I need to watch that one. But yeah. Yeah. Oh, and by the way, this is, I hope you guys have had a good start to your 2025. Today, I almost look, this is the kind of content that you come to Order 42 for. Today, 2025, I almost shat my pants in the bathroom. Yeah. That's how my year's going so far. Just not a whole lot going on, but man, yeah, in the bathroom. Like here's what's going on. Let me explain this to you, because this I know you might be saying, but I don't get what. So before the stream, I was shaving, right? Shaving, and I'm like, okay, apparently I got to go to the bathroom. I'll finish shaving, and then do the whole thing, right? Shave, shit, shower, right? So I'm shaving, and then oh, okay. Well, I'm in the bathroom. What can happen? So I keep shaving. I'm keep doing my thing, and I'm like, ooh, right? It hit me so bad that it was like, drop the pen. I mean, like, it's I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened, and I can't explain it to you. I can't describe it other than, or I can explain it and I can describe it, but I can't fathom how it went from. And I don't know. See, here's the thing. I don't know if that's me, if that's anybody. I don't know. Maybe my body was like, "Hey, you're in the bathroom. It's time to do the thing," you know. But anyway, there you go. Checking out the weather for the next few days. I mean, yeah, there's a lot going on with the weather, including something that, I mean, this is sad and scary. This going on right now. Yeah. 30,000 residents evacuated in LA. That's nuts. So, look, it's cold. We're supposed to be getting snow tomorrow here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, which usually just means ice and terrible driving. So I just stay home. I don't like getting out in it. I don't. But yeah, at least we don't have to deal with this, because that is nuts, That is just nuts to me. So, hey, look, all you people in LA, I feel for you. I'm sorry that you have to deal with that, and I hope everybody's okay. That's all I can say. Let's see. Giving your food a free tour of the city. Yeah, what is that about? What is that? I don't get it. Like, I just, it's the thing that I can't stand about the whole situation is that you're paid for how many deliveries you make. I get that. But then you try to like, okay, this one I picked up first. This one's next. But you don't drive in a straight line. You go over here. Like I've watched somebody pass my house to go deliver something else and then come back. And it's like, that doesn't make any sense to me. I'm sorry. It just doesn't make sense. Because here's the thing. The first person, let's say there's a McDonald's, there's a, I don't know, Burger King, right? Somebody orders from McDonald's first, and then somebody orders from Burger King. You go to McDonald's, you pick up the food. Then you go to Burger King and you pick up the food. Well, if Burger King lives closer to than the McDonald's person, and it's on the way, you're literally driving you're driving past my house to go deliver the thing that was first. That doesn't make sense to me. I just don't get it. So I just, the frustration, because I'm one that I believe that going to a place to eat is better than going to a place, picking up something and then taking it home to eat it. Because it's just better. I'm even Jersey Mike's is better. But Rob, it's a cold sandwich. How can that make a difference? It makes a difference. There's something about sitting in the place and eating the food right after it was made. There's something about it. There's something to it. Maybe it's especially the juice at Jersey Mike's, they put on. Maybe it soaks in too much. I don't know. But it's different at home than it is at Jersey Mike's. Or it's, McDonald's and stuff like that. Most of that stuff is not bad. But I still say, man, if you can eat at a place instead of bringing it all the way home. Now, if it's pizza, here's the thing. Pizza, I don't care about. Because, man, cold pizza is fine. I don't need hot pizza. And plus, most of those places don't have dine-in anyway. So it's either delivery or carry out anyway. But yeah, for some reason, pizza's okay. But everything else, no, man. Give me my food. Give me my freaking food. I will also say that something that travels well is any of your Asian foods. You know, your Chinese food, your Thai food, all that stuff is going to be fine. Just going to be perfectly fine. But anything like French fries and stuff like that, man, it sucks. It sucks by the time you get home. Like here, for a while there, we didn't have an Arby's close by. So I had to get on the highway, right? Drive a couple of miles, exit, go to the drive-thru, do the thing, get back on the highway, drive a couple miles, come back. By the time I got back, the fries sucked. And it's like, I don't think it's worth going. It's not worth the effort, and it's not worth the food being kind of crappy. The sandwiches are fine because it's freaking roast beef. I mean, how can that be messed up? You know, that's not a big deal. But the fries are so much better at Arby's. Look, I guess I'm a stickler for quality of food. And plus, I don't want to pay extra for a subpar experience. And frustration. Let's stop talking about the food for a second. So, just saying. Yeah, not worth it since the fries are always cold. Yeah. And yeah, if you want it that bad, get your ass up and go get it. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. You have a shit ton of them, so I don't blame you for being done for a bit. I really do. And there's a sale going on. And one of the things on sale is another one of those sets. And I'm like, do I need this? Do I need it right now? It's going to be a long time before I get to them. Do I need to purchase it right now? Sounds like a shitty start to the year. Yeah, it was like, I was almost touching cotton. You know what I mean? Like, really getting close. Yeah. It's what a crappy way to start. Exactly. Yes. You might be getting snow overnight in the desert. Well, Shozama, I hope everything goes okay. Because I'll tell you this. Dallas-Fort Worth is a lot of things. What they're not good at is driving in the snow. And prepping the highways for the snow. It's terrible. And it's one of those things where it's like, you know, when I worked, you know, when I actually had, which is kind of crazy to say that I haven't worked in like 5 years. But when I had a job, it was like, I'm not coming in. I'm just not doing it. I'm not going to see if I can get there. No, I'm going to stay home and I'm going to work. You're going to get at least 8 hours from me because I don't have to get my ass up to go. I'm going to do that rather than take a chance because you never know, man. And there's just, I had a job. I was working at Sprint at the time and I was about 10 to 15 minutes from home. That's how long it took me to get home normally. 10 to 15 minutes. It took me like an hour and 45 minutes to get home. And it ruined it. Like it ruined it. We've all had those sudden ones. Look, I'm telling you, that was something. Sometimes the poop factory kicks into higher gear without warning. I don't even get it. That's the thing. I don't even get. Like it was, you know, it's kind of like, we see, okay, so back at Blockbuster, remember pagers? Yeah. So back at Blockbuster, we used to say, and this was actually something that my friends came up with, before I started working at Blockbuster. But it was like, hey, I got a 911 page from the Duke. That means I'm going to the bathroom, right? It was like, it went from, hey, you know, when you get a chance, it's, you know, you gotta go, right? It went from that to, oh my God, it's gonna happen right now. And it's like, okay, you know, and your knees start to buckle, you know, and you're like, you know, and you just gotta like drop trowel as quick as possible. Anyway, sorry, I'll stop talking about that. Anyway, You hope it snows again? I'm not a huge fan because here's the thing, too. I face north. And guess where the sun is right now? Yeah, on this part of the sky. So, what happens is when it snows and ices, my driveway is just an ice block for days until it gets warm enough to actually melt because the sun won't melt it. Even if the sun's like full blast, my house shades the driveway. So it kind of sucks. If I was facing south, it'd be a different story because as soon as the sun comes out, man, it's all gone. Get on the road, go. Drive really fast, as quickly as you can in hazardous weather. No, I can't do that. I can't do it. So I was trying to figure out, I was like, there's got to be a way to prevent it from icing. And I looked up all kinds of stuff and we tried things and nothing helps. Nothing helps because it's cold and then it's shaded and it sucks. I scrape the ice. I have a flat shovel. Who's got time for that? Got time for that? No. Honestly, most of the time, what we do, both my wife and I, we're just like, we ain't going anywhere. Because here's the thing. You can get out. You can get out just fine. But our driveway is also slanted. So getting back in, that's another story. I just don't mess with it. I don't mess with it. It's a good workout. Yeah, I don't have one. And I probably should get one. You know? I have a pointed shovel and that just breaks it up into tiny little pieces. And that's not good. Actually, my neighbor one year, it was actually the neighbor that, like, I don't want to say it, I hated the guy, but he had the most annoying dogs in the world. And he was, for whatever reason, he was absolutely clueless about what his dogs were doing. They were big Labradors, great dogs, right? But they barked all the time. They never told him to shut up. They never brought him inside. They just woo, 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 woo. My living room is basically on that wall next to my neighbor. So if a dog's barking, man, I can hear it. And this is when I was really sick, you know, and I couldn't get up. And I'm like, I actually texted him one night and I said, dude, seriously? Can you hear your dogs? It's 2 a.m. Bring him inside. You know, he probably let him out and then fell asleep. I get it. Understandable. But dude, stop doing that. It was a constant, dude, do something about your freaking dogs. And when he moved away, I was so happy. And our neighbors have been, have been absolutely like angels. Awesome. Super quiet. Really, really like respectful, nice. You know, ask how everybody's doing. Hey, how you doing? It's pretty nice. But anyway. But yeah, he's the one, the annoying neighbor had the shovel, like a actual snow shovel, and he let me use it, and it was like, dude, it was no time. And I'm like, I need to get one of these, and I just never have, because I'm an idiot. So, California should stop having fires. I mean, probably be a good idea. I don't know. See, here's the thing: what starts them? I mean, I don't know. I don't know enough about it. You know. If you live a block away, you can get the food and watch. I mean, look, that's a different story. That would be ridiculous for somebody to pick up your food if you lived a block away. But here's the thing. Nothing is really close around me. You know, it's at least 3 to 5 minutes drive, right? To get stuff, which is no big deal if I'm doing it. But when I'm watching them drive to the place, get the thing, and then go past my house, I hate that experience. And I had one where I watched the guy drive past my house and then just kept going and kept going. Like not just by our neighborhood, like literally drove right past my house, didn't stop and kept going, showed it delivered. I went outside and I'm like, that dude never stopped. I was waiting for him. Dude never stopped. He just kept on going. And then went off the map or whatever, you know, like turned off. And I'm like, Calling DoorDash support. Yeah, I think the guy just took off with my food because I'm standing here in my doorway, watched him drive by, and nothing. I had enough of it, I had enough of the hassle. 15 degrees last night in here in New York, but with the wind chill it felt like 5. That's really cold. I mean, it's not that cold here, but it's cold. You still have your pager? Man, I got rid of that thing a long time ago. I think it depends on the person and what vehicle they have. I have no issues driving in snow or anything. I just toss one of my rides into 4x4 and cruise just fine. That's true, but not around here, man. At least no. Mm-mm. People around here, dumb. I'm rear wheel drive too. That's a problem. Yeah, I just spin. So, not worth it. But welcome, Wraith. Good to see you. Living in northern Illinois, driving in snow is just a fact of life. You have no choice. True. And I would assume that not only are people more used to it, but you have an infrastructure that's built on, hey, we're going to have wintry weather. That's not the case here. We don't usually get, we may get one snow or ice storm once, maybe twice a year, and it's gone in like 3 days. So it's not exactly, I get it. I understand. It doesn't make sense to spend a bunch of money in an infrastructure that's only usable once or twice for a couple of days a year. But damn, it sucks, So I went to the store yesterday, bought a bunch of stuff. So we can just stay home. We're good. That's what'll happen. Wife has to work 3 days a week at the office. We're going in tomorrow. She went in yesterday, today, and tomorrow. And then she'll be home the rest of the week. So, yeah. Rockford, huh? I'm sure it is a good workout. I've only, like I said, I only did it once, but yeah. Rock salt. Yeah, but doesn't that do something? Isn't that bad? Like it's good. It'll get rid of the ice, but it'll F up your suspension or something. I don't know. I'm a freezing weather and deep snow person. As I've gotten older, I like it less and less, especially traveling in it. Yeah, but here's the thing. I've never really been in a place where I had to do a lot of traveling in it, so I don't know. I'm not a dog person, and that's why. Oh, because they bark? But that's the thing. To me, bad dogs are to me they're a product of bad, almost like bad kids, They're a product of bad parenting. You got to either discipline your dogs, and I'm not saying beat them or anything like that, but go, hey, knock it off. Get them to stop barking. Break that, whatever that thing is, where it's like, I have to bark at, I'll leave. Hey, knock that off, Because we had dogs that barked, and we taught them to not bark. We didn't hit them or anything like that. We just said, hey, we broke that thing. That whatever that behavior, we broke that behavior. And if they're barking like crazy, I'd bring them inside. It's really disruptful and really just disrespectful. But to me, that's not the dog's fault. So that's just me. And I'm sure there's going to be people, there are dog breeds that just bark, and then, huskies, and, they howl a lot and all that. I get that. But a lot of it is behavior that you can change and you can update. Or at the very least, bring your stupid dogs in. They were kind of goofy Marmaduke looking, doofy looking dogs. Anyway, I'm back. Had an issue. Rob, what was your answer to my question before the stream? And I'm in negative digits. Talk about cold. Oh, I know, Cosma. I know you are up there in the old Northeast. I know you are. My answer was I hate using DoorDash and Uber Eats and Grubhub or whatever, right? Because so many times I would watch them go pick up my food and then drive past my house to deliver somebody else's food. And I'm like, why am I paying more for frustration? Like almost $10 more in a lot of cases for the frustration and the hassle. And there were 2 instances where I didn't get my food. One time, the guy literally drove right past my house, like not just past my neighborhood, like literally drove in front of my house and then kept on going and went offline. His map disappeared and I called DoorDash. I was like, I know he drove past my house because I watched him do it. He didn't stop. It's just, again, if I want it that bad, if there's something that I want to eat that bad, I'll order it. I'll go pick it up myself and come home and eat it. It's just, why pay more for the hassle? I understand there's people that have had very few issues. There's situations where, like Shazama, where something's a block away, no big deal. But I live 3 to 5 minutes away from everything. So it's going to take some time no matter what. And it's even getting worse. It's getting worse as we speak. Like, as we're speaking right now, they're building up something right now. It's going up right now. Oh, it's a new thing, blah, blah, blah. New apartments, new houses, new everything. And it's just the traffic over here is getting worse and worse and worse. Where it's like, I want to run to Target. It's a 30-minute ordeal just to get there. Drive through all the traffic, the stoplights, all the people waiting at the roundabouts. Do you guys have roundabouts? They put roundabouts everywhere in Dallas-Fort Worth. Maybe it's just Fort Worth. All I know is it's just a ton of roundabouts. So if I just want to get to Target, it's going to take forever. And then it's going to take forever to get back. So it's usually like, I'm going to run to Target. It's going to take an hour and a half. And that sucks. I used to be able to run to Best Buy and be back in like 10 minutes. No, now it's like, oh, I got to wait in line. I got to, there's 45 cars driving by and I got to sit there and wait for them to get out of the way so I can get in there. It's just, it's crazy. So basically, I go get it myself, or I convince my wife to say, hey, you really want that? Let's go eat it at the place. Dude, Muya. Anybody know Muya? Let's look it up. Muya, right? Burgers, fries, they get all kinds of great stuff, right? Love this place. Okay? There's one really, really close by. By the time I get from there, it's probably maybe a 4-minute drive. Okay? If we go and order this, does that look good? Anybody hungry? Anyway, 4 minutes. From there to here, the fries suck. They suck. And no, Shozama, you are wrong. Everybody's welcome to an opinion, but you are absolutely wrong. Five Guys is not better than Muya. Five Guys is messier and less considerate to your vehicle with the greasy bag. Instead of, we've talked about this before. Oh, you want the medium cup with the fries in it? Okay. They put the cup in the bag and then they just dump fries in there. And then they shake it up and all the grease is on the outside of the bag. So when you put it in your car, the next time somebody sits down, they just go like that and just slide right out of the freaking car because of all the grease. I can't stand Five Guys. It's way more expensive. Muya is overpriced. You are. Have you been? Okay, Muya is kind of overpriced, but it's better. I like Muya better. I like their I'm totally kidding about. You're not wrong at all. You're absolutely welcome to an opinion. I'm just telling you why I can't stand Five Guys. Like I avoid Five Guys because of that. I can't stand that attitude. Like it's so unnecessary. And who needs that many fries? I don't know anybody that needs that many fries. I want a whole sack of fries. That's what they should just call it. Instead of, do you want a medium fry? No, it's, do you want the sack o fries? Or do you want the bushel o fries? Or the barrel o fries? I don't know Meh. It irritates me so bad that I did it one time and I'm like, because it was Five Guys opened up near me and I'm like, oh, I remember I like Five Guys. I went in there and I was so irritated. Mm. But anyway, but yeah, all I'm trying to say is the closest burger place that I have to me, even from there to here, 4 minutes driving, the fries just they're not as good. Auckland being represented. Bucho, welcome. Good to see you. Carbonite, welcome. Good to see you. Hello to you guys. I hope you guys are having a happy new year. According to what's his face? Larry David. Today's the last day that you can say Happy New Year. But it's the first stream. I gotta say it, right? Never heard of Muya. I mean, it's another burger chain, sit down place. I mean, to me, it's very simple. Ow. Smashburger has kind of gone away. I think Smashburger pulled out of Texas because we used to have a bunch of them. Now I don't have any near me. But if we're including Smashburger in the conversation, as far as a go in to a counter, place an order and go sit your ass down and then they bring you the food kind of place, right? Not it's not really a restaurant, but it's not really a fast food place either, you know? It's somewhere in between. An eatery. Oh, we got to include Freddy's too, because Freddy's is kind of the same. Okay, so I'd probably say Shake Shack, Freddy's, Muya, Smashburger, Five Guys. I have spoken. That's the way it is. Five Guys is at the bottom. All I know is I went in and got a single burger, a medium fry, and a drink. $20. $20. When I would rather go eat at In-N-Out. And I know there's people who are like, In-N-Out sucks, it's so overrated, blah, blah, blah. I don't care. In-N-Out's better. I like their fries better. I know. A lot of people are like, what? Well done fries. Animal style. Double. Enough said. That beats almost everything on that list. I would probably rather go to Shake Shack than In-N-Out. But In-N-Out for the not just the food is good, the quality of the food is good, but the experience is good. The whole experience is better. And it's cheap. It's cheap. $10 gets you all that. To get the exact same, pretty much the same amount of food at Five Guys, it's like $20. And that's just dumb. To me. Muya must not have made it up north yet, at least not in my area. Yeah, it's a burger place. I mean, it's just a burger place. Over here, Four Guys and Muya are 2-minute walk away from each other. Five Guys. Yeah. They lost a guy over in the west part of West Texas. There's only 4 guys here. Remember when McDonald's sold fries in the same size cup as a supersized soda? I do. And they call it a basket of, or no, they called it a bucket of fries. And remember the old Blockbuster McDonald's order when me and Jay were working together? We get the 24 bucket O. 20 nuggets, 4 double cheeseburgers, bucket of fries. 24 bucket O. That's what we said. You up for the 24 bucket O today? Yep. All right. Let's go. Somebody would go and bring it back. 24 bucket O. He'd get the barbecue sauce. I'd get sweet and sour sauce. That's right. 2 of us would share that meal. And then there'd probably be a 911 page from the Duke shortly after. But yes, Wraith, I do remember. You knew what those drivers do, and my brother keeps his food in an insulated thing. Yeah, but still, it's not the same. I mean, I'm sure you could probably, if I'm just going to get something to bring it right back, it'd probably be just as good. But I don't know. I'm a real eat at a place. Because here's the other thing. There's a couple of places that we eat somewhere it's close by. And they still use big ass styrofoam containers. And you might be like, but doesn't that keep the food warm? Oh yeah. It's great actually. Until it's time for trash day. Because those things take up so much space in the trash, even compressed. It's just a ton of extra waste. And I don't like it. It's like if we want to go there, I'm like, do you want to go? Can we just go? And you might be like, Rob, why are you worried about the trash, man? You just throw it away. It's no big deal. Just, I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like generating that much trash. Is that weird? I just don't. But anyway. The AK is fine and dandy today. Traffic is easy mode since everyone's out of town and there's a nice breeze to blow the edge off the humidity. Must be nice. Must be nice living in Auckland. Frodis boy, welcome. Good to see you. Duchess is an unsung burger chain in Northeast. Not a ton left, and no one cares. Duchess? I've never heard of such a thing. Burger? Duchess or Duchess? Is that a... Oh no, it is Duchess. Is this what you're talking about? That looks... I don't know, man. That looks weird. Get out of here. Is this what you're talking about? This looks like... Seriously, it looks like a gas station. I think so. Logo looks strange. Well, there's Duchess, and then there's Dutch's, like Dutch, like right there, Dutch's Legendary Hamburgers. Is this it? Oh no, that says Fort Worth. That's a really large menu. Uh I have been wanting, for some reason, I don't know why, every now and then I'm like, I want a chicken fried steak sandwich. I want a steak sandwich. But this is not what you mean. I'm sure that's not what you mean. Anyway. Logo looks strange. Yeah, I mean, that's a weird thing. Weird thing there. That's a weird looking burger. I'd rather get a double Whataburger and onion rings though. What then? Well, see, here's the thing. Whataburger is one of those things that if you grew up in Texas, you kind of just it's a staple. It's something that you've grown up with. It's there. It's been there your whole life. You know it. You love it. Everybody loves it, right? The thing is though, it's just fine. As from a burger standpoint, to me, it's fine. I love Whataburger. Don't get me wrong here. But it is just kind of fine. It's just a fine burger. It's adequate. You know, In-N-Out, to me, the animal style In-N-Out is way above most burgers just for the quality of the ingredients. Pretty much any of those that I mentioned, Shake Shack, Freddy's, any of those places, even Five Guys makes a better burger than Whataburger. But when it comes to me, when it comes to fast food, a fast food burger, a drive-through burger, I think Sonic's got it beat. I think In-N-Out's got it beat. I mean, look, you might be saying, are you actually from Texas? Because that's a bunch of bull hockey right there. Look, I don't know what to tell you. I just think that Whataburger's fine. It's good. Don't get me wrong. It's good. And especially on a late night, man, dude, there's something special about going through a Whataburger drive-through at night. It's like a whole thing, right? There's people, there's like, I mean, the drive-through is freaking packed. Everybody's talking to each other. It's awesome. Maybe. I don't know. It's been a while since I've done that. It's been a while since I did that kind of partying. But I used to love that. It's great. But man, the burger's just kind of okay. How much is the 24 bucket-o? I don't remember because I mean back then prices were it's probably like $3. No, I'm kidding. It wasn't that long ago. Oh yeah, burgers like 16 cents. No, it was probably like because the double cheeseburgers were probably they were probably like $1.29. I think the McNuggets, the 20 McNuggets, I think it was like $4. And so the bucket of fries was probably like $2.49, something like that. I don't know. It's been way too long. I mean, you're talking about almost 30 years ago now. Wow. But yeah, it's probably cheap. It's probably cheap. I mean, dude, we worked at Blockbuster and we were eating it all the time. I'm sure it was pretty cheap. My nose is running. Stop by when you can. Yes. Stop by when you can. Oh, you're talking about the streams. I thought you meant like, hey, come on over. Come on over. It's a short drive from Auckland, New Zealand to New York City. Come on over. Very unappealing. Yeah. I don't know. Oh, I went there this last Retropalooza. It's awesome. You're talking about Dutch's? Interesting. I've never been there, and I live here. And that's University Drive. That's not far away. Well, you said you went there, so it must have been pretty close. Nah, there's a few in Connecticut. That website needs work. Yes. Yeah, I think so. It's nice to know Dutch created his own burger chain after surviving the Predator back in 87. 120 places from Connecticut to West Virginia. Whataburger is just fine. Is just there. Yeah. I mean, it's good. It's fine. To me, that is a fine burger. It is. It's probably. I'll say this. It's above McDonald's, no question. But when Burger King is on, like if you go to a really good Burger King, unfortunately, there's not a lot of them left, right? And I'm talking about good ones, not just. But like, if you get a good Whopper, man, that's hard to beat. I love a good Whopper. The problem is, even the one that's near me, man, they suck. Everything about them sucks. I hate waiting in the freaking drive-thru. I feel like somebody's spitting in my food. I can't even see them. There's something about them. I don't like them. The Wendy's, I think I told you about that. I ordered something off the menu and they said, yeah, we're out of that. You're out of that burger? Are you not a burger place? And I told you, Taco Bell was out of ground beef for tacos. And I'm like, but that was a weird time. That was during COVID. But yeah, so my Wendy's sucks. My Burger King sucks. But to me, when those two chains are on, I think they're better than Whataburger. You just got one of them Yankee kind of tastes. You don't like the down home. Yeah, I don't necessarily need everything slathered in mustard. Call me crazy, but I don't need everything slathered in mustard. I do like it. I do like a good burger though. Whataburger, man, every now and then it hits the spot. Sonic is the same way. But I think Sonic, Sonic, Wendy's, Burger King, they all have the potential to beat Whataburger in a taste test to me. And the thing is I've had them so much since I was such a little zygote. I've had all these chains so much, I guarantee you in a blind taste test, I can tell you which one's which. It's just the way it is. I can do it. I know I can do it. Should we do that? Do we need to do that live? A burger taste test? I don't know. There you go, Ricky. Sonic is good, man. Sonic has quietly, to me, Sonic is kind of quiet. They have quietly become one of my favorite go-to places in this little area, where I live. Now, I have to drive a good 5-10, actually probably longer than that, 15 minutes to get to In-N-Out, which is part of the reason why I haven't had In-N-Out very much. But why are we talking about this? Are we talking about movies on this channel? This is the burger review show. But hey, you know what? It's been kind of light when it comes to news. So, yeah, Burger King is awesome when it's on. When it's on. I'd ask my wife, because she works down in that downtown Fort Worth area, if she's ever had Dutch's. Whopper Juniors for me. Whopper leaves me feeling like a lazy. Dude, you're not wrong. Here's the funny thing. Back in the day, this is a long time ago now. And we're talking literally 30 years ago, which is just insane to think. I worked at Kroger 30 years ago. Anyway, 30 years ago, I used to get the 2 for $2 Western Whopper, which is basically, it's a full-size Whopper. I used to have 2 of those, and that would be the only meal I had for the day. You couldn't hear that, could you? Man, my wife had her iPad loud. Actually, hold on a second. Hold on. April. I mean, I don't know. It may not be on the healthy train. Okay, love you, man. Okay. She has not had it. She has not had Dutch's. Crazy. Let's see. What future foods have you seen in the movies that you always wanted to try? The McDonald's from Fifth Element, the dehydrated pizza from Back to the Future 2. Definitely that. That's really the only thing. Like, I want to try that. I want to see if that could be a thing. Like, I feel like we're right there on that technology. I feel like it could be a thing. That's what I want to try. I don't need anything with mustard since I don't like it. I mean, I would say that you're weird, but I get it. I mean, it is, mustard's not everybody's thing. I get it. When you get a nice Sonic burger hot with melted cheese, oh, it's so good. My favorite is, it's in those little, the almost like the foil, right? And when you, like, if you've got it on a table and you rip it open and there's some cheese melted to that, that's when you know it's on like Donkey Kong. You know what I mean? That is some good stuff. Be like Switched On days, recording an episode in a restaurant. I totally forgot about Steak and Shake. Steak and Shake is probably below Freddy's, but it's up there. Steak and Shake is some awesome stuff too. Just saying. But yeah, we recorded in a state. In fact, we've recorded in at least 2 Steak and Shakes back in those days. And a Whataburger. At least 2 times. Yeah. The Burger 42 show. Here's the thing. I have this. I could just take this and record an episode. Go in there and sit down, eat. Of course, I'd have to call it something else other than Grab and Grub, because that's on another channel. A shady guy's channel. The goop that Yoda made Luke eat on Dagobah. Okay. Yuck, but all right. Ooh, I want the menu. I want that burger he made. That looked awesome. But anyway. Goes in the microwave small and it comes out like a huge ass chicken bucket. Yeah, that would be good too. Chicken. By the way, I have to look it up. Let's see. I don't know if that's gonna come up. Okay, no, it's not coming up. Can I spell, please? Thank you. There we go. Come on. Come on. Did you know this was coming? Ricky? Paul W.S. Anderson, the director of the classic Mortal Kombat, In the Lost Sands, starring Mia Jovovich and Dave Bautista. This is an awful looking poster, I gotta say. Awful. That is an awful. That's seriously, it's just two pictures put on top of each other. It's a terrible poster. This is probably going to be really bad. But hey, that's coming. And I feel bad for Dave Bautista. Like, whoa, why are you in this? Why are you in this movie? Money? I mean, I get it, but damn. Damn. The milk that Luke drank from that sea cow alien. I mean, tasty green milk. I always wanted to eat the tubes of paint from the Kiss Lick It Up video. I don't remember that. Yeah, when the cheese is melted on the wrapper, man, totally on. That's like one of the best. Ah, dude. Man, Sonic is good stuff, man. I want to try more mom and pop burger places in Texas. I got one. It is depends on where Retropalooza is next year. But it's kind of out of the way of everything. It's in like South Fort Worth. But man, it is awesome. I'd have to find the name of it. I can't remember the name of it. But there's also a place called it's called Pack a Pocket. It's basically like a deli, except all the sandwiches are in pitas. I had it twice in about 3 hours. I was at work. I stopped and ate the place, right? I got off of work. I called John Edwards. I probably shouldn't say his name. Anyway, I called him up. I said, hey, are you hungry? He's like, yeah, I'm starving. I'm like, hey, I'm coming to pick you up for lunch. I'd already had lunch. I had a second lunch that day. I took him to Pack a Pocket and he goes, this is one of the best things I've ever had. Seriously, awesome. It's, again, a deli making a sub sandwich, but instead of putting it in 2 pieces of bread, it was in a pita. And it was amazing. Amazing. So, yeah, if we could make it to that place, because I go back to that place. I haven't been there in years because I'm just never on that side of Fort Worth. It's not anywhere close to where I ever go. So there is a movie trading company over there, though. I could make a day out of it. Do a video. Movie hunt. Video idea? I think I just got a video idea. You saw this video idea come together live. Huh? Who wants to see that? But yes, right. Cece's. You know, Cece's, again, is it the best pizza? Hell no. Hell no. No one will ever pick Cece's as the best pizza place. No one. Zero. I don't think anyone would pick Cece's as the best pizza. When when you want to get down on some pizza, when you're like, dude, today's the day, I want to eat just a shit ton of pizza. You can do it at Cece's, and it's kind of awesome for that. And I think they've actually gotten better over the years. So I look, as much as I would give CC's crap, and as much as they're not anywhere close to the best pizza, even like takeout or delivery, I'd still eat the crap out of it. On the right day, on the right time, there's a place for CC's, you know? There is a place. Technically, Star Wars is not the future. It's a long time ago, but I'm a punk, so I sometimes am too much of a rebel to follow the rules of questions like these. Bucho, everybody. Bucho. Food videos? Order 42 burgers. Shtick is ordering 42 of one item and eating them in one sitting. Okay. I am totally not. I wouldn't be able to do that. The only way that I'd be able to do that is if they were like, peanut M&M size. And even then it would be difficult. Because my capacity ever since all this, all my surgeries and stuff, nowhere near it used to be. I used to eat, you know? Like I could eat. Not anymore. I do respectably, but there's also times when I have a junior burger from Whataburger, a junior burger and a small fry, and I'm like, oof, I'm full. So, yeah. It would be fun, but how about just a burger? Did you guys record from CC's? I don't think so. I want to say there was a pizza place that we went to, but I don't remember. Dexter Jetster's Diner? Some Jawa juice? Yeah, exactly. Most CC's by me died. I don't even know where the nearest CC's is anymore. The last 3 times I've had CC's, it was meh. Well, the last time I had it was with the boys and a bunch of people. Actually, in fact, it was what's his name? Big dude. What's his name at Retropalooza? God, why am I going blank? Anyway, it was him and his girlfriend and a bunch of people from Retropalooza went, and we ate, and it was good. It was good. But what if you made videos of the Asian food places making your food? You're for it? Okay. I think it'd be fun. I think it could be fun. Because I don't know if I've ever tried to film in a movie trading company, but again, it's a closed blockbuster. Or a closed block. That one in particular, I never worked at this blockbuster, but I knew it was a blockbuster. In fact, most of the movie trading companies are old blockbusters in Dallas, Fort Worth. So it might be interesting to go in there and just kind of, I wonder if they'd let me film in there. I don't know. You know what? I'm going to make a note. Remind me tomorrow at 10:30 to call movie trading company to ask if I can film.
Okay, I added call movie trading company to ask if I can film for tomorrow 10:30 a.m.
Thank you. Yeah, reminder. I'm going to call them and see if they'd be cool with that. Even if they're not, I'm going to try to sneak some footage anyway. Because what are they going to do? I will down some CC's buffet, though, when I'm hungry. Yeah, last 3 times I've had it, though, was takeout, not buffet. See, I've never done that. Boogie. Yes, Carbonite. Yes, Boogie. Boogie was with us when we went to CC's. I've never done takeout at CC's because there's never been one close by to me. Like, I seriously... There's only one possible location of CC's, and I don't even know if it's there anymore. I haven't been that way in a long time. Down that way. I don't usually go that way. I go that way. Not that way. If I go that way, I'm going that way. I'm not going this way. I'm going that way. You know what I mean? Not this way. That way. By the way, I never actually looked. Let me see. Where's the thing? Oh, it's right here. It shows up better here. Oh no, you could see it. You see this? A tree attacked me the other day when we were hiking. Because I did something and I felt like, ow. Yeah. Tree attacked me. It was terrible. I'm curious in trying the Chinese food over there. It's the same. I mean, I don't see how it could be any different. It's made in, 28 seconds. I don't know. It's just like, hey, can I have the? Oh, okay. You already had it. Okay. Like I walked in the door and they got that guy's having the whatever. It's there's not that big of a deal. I'm only done the tank out at CC's because of the same shopping center, the Batteries Plus store. I was okay. Now that's different. That's different. There was okay. I'll tell you this. Before I fell in love with Jersey Mike's, there was Blimpies. Does anybody have a Blimpies near them? Because Blimpies is badass. I love Blimpies. They closed all the Blimpies. In fact, there was a couple of really good sub shops that closed, and they pulled out all of their locations. There was also one, I can't even remember the name of it. I think I actually sent it to used to. Blimpies was awesome. Yeah, it was so good. But in fact, there's a really funny Blimpies story in the old podcast. Because I don't know if I was there for it to see it, but they had a rule at this one Blimpies that you have to stay off your phone while you're ordering, while you're in line. And if you're on your phone, they'll F up your sandwich on purpose. And they did. And Brian was pissed. But yeah, anyway, Brian on the old podcast. Let's see. It was a tree beard. Wait. Was it the Weeping Willow? Oh, no, it wasn't Weeping Willow. No, it wasn't Treebeard. It was just a tree that I ran into, basically. There's every now and then there's a limb kind of hanging down, and it hit me to a point where I was like, I thought it was on this side. I don't know where this one was from. But there was one here that it felt like, I was like, am I bleeding? Does that hurt? And then my wife, something poked her in the hand, and we stopped to take a rest, and she had like dried blood running down her hand. Like, what the hell happened? And how did you not feel that? But hey, Derek, welcome. And then Jinzu, welcome. I think I said hi to you, but no, I don't know if I did. Chris, I just got here. Rob is fighting trees now. I mean, not literally fighting them, but I lost the fight because I just walked off. I don't know. It's a thing. It's a thing. But hey, look, we're only an hour in. So the thing that I meant to do at the beginning of the stream, it may be too late for this, but just to tell you, if you're interested in some physical media sales going on right now, first off, Amazon has a 3 for $33 on some pretty dang good movies. There's some pretty good movies in this list. 3 for $33. I mean, you can get Dune 2, and Oppenheimer for $33, or Blade Runner 2049, like all Denis Villeneuve. But I mean, there's some good movies in here. Now here's the funny thing: when they posted this, The Wild Robot was listed. It's not listed anymore. Apparently, they sold out of whatever stock they had at this price, because now it's gone up to like $29, and it's not available for like, it's it'll get there in like 2 weeks or something like that. So they must have sold a ton of Wild Robot. I did not jump on this fast enough. I was going to get Wild Robot, maybe Twister, and something else. that I want, but there's some good movies in here. Most of them seem to be there's a lot of Warner Brothers stuff in here. But Goodfellas, I mean, you know, Super Mario, Fall Guy, Suicide Squad. I mean, if you want. And then, not to be outdone, there's also a 50% off Arrow at Barnes & Noble. And this is going on for like all month. I think it ends like next, like in February. But it also works on like pre-orders. So even with this pre-order, it's 50% off. So if you wanted Inglourious Bastards, you can get it for 50% off from Barnes & Noble. And I mean, there's just a ton of... Look, Arrow does great work. Unfortunately, The Usual Suspects is only in the UK. It's not a US release, so you can't get that one 50% off. But I mean, look, there's The Cell. I want to watch The Cell. I don't know if I need to buy The Cell. You know what I mean? But I mean, wait, what happened? Click back. 50% off Arrow Video. Shop now. Why are you showing me books? Those are books. Music and movies. Dude, what's going on with my internet right now? I apparently I'm having the exact same issue that I was having. Okay, well, I don't know what's going on with that. So, screw the Barnes & Noble website. But the good news is, if you're, you know, Amazon, if you'd rather buy from Amazon, sometimes it is easier. I'm just going to say, it is easier sometimes to buy from Amazon, especially if you have Prime. They're price matching most of the Arrow movies. So, for example, the Shawscope Volume 3, which you can't see it, but can I go all the way up? There it is. I have the first 2 volumes up there. I need volume 3. So, you know, a lot of stuff on sale right now. Just saying. But physical media release or physical media adjacent is this. Bill Hunt posted this on Twitter today. Heads up, Simon West Con Air, a Touchstone film controlled by Disney, now distributed by Sony, is now available for streaming and purchase in 4K on iTunes and elsewhere. Hopefully that means a 4K disc is coming too, but also all the Touchstone films. There's a lot of great movies that came out via Touchstone that have not seen a 4K release. Now, I think Signs and The Sixth Sense were both Touchstone pictures, but this is an interesting thing. So it's like once one comes in the door, the rest of them should come in the door too. So we might see some 4K releases from Sony / Touchstone / Disney, which would be awesome. So there you go. And there's Demolition Man. Yes. Let's see. Where am I? Let's see. Hopefully you get a cool scar out of it. I have enough scars. Okay. I have this one that looks like it's weird. It looks like a dimple, but it's not. I have this. I have too many facial scars from the Crohn's disease. Don't need any more. No more. I haven't seen anything on Blu-ray deals that I want lately. I get that too. Like for me, the 3 for $33, it would have been cool to get The Wild Robot and maybe a couple of other movies for $33, but now that The Wild Robot's not in it, it's kind of like, I don't know. If I didn't have Dune 2, and Oppenheimer or whatever, I'd buy those, but I already have all those. So it's kind of like, eh. And then the Arrow sale, the only thing that I'm really the 2 things is Shawscope Volume 3, of course, because I for some reason I need to watch more martial arts films, and Inglourious Bastards. But yeah, is it even worth it to get 4K media if I don't have a 4K TV? I have a PS5, so I can watch them. I'll say this, Chris. It's still worth it. It really depends. It depends on a lot of things. And this is only questions that you can answer for yourself. Do I want a physical disc of this movie? Is this disc something I'm going to watch more than once? Because I'll be honest with you, a ton of these movies over here, I guarantee you I've only seen them once and probably won't ever watch them again. So it's really up to you. Of course, it's the amazing picture quality, the great audio. So if you don't have an audio system that can handle that, is it really that big of a deal? I don't know. Only you can answer these questions. But for me, it's just as when I first started getting into physical media with not just VHS, but then with DVD. When DVD came out, it broke me because it was like all of a sudden special features. I'm getting commentaries, I'm getting deleted scenes, I'm getting alternate versions of films, I'm getting all of this making of stuff, which I love. That is the main reason to buy, in my opinion. The special features are the main add to someone like in your position that doesn't have a 4K TV. Those special features are good no matter where you are and who you are. But if you don't care about those, I don't know. But I would say, I mean, me personally, I look at that and I say, well, number one, get a 4K TV. What are you doing? But that's because I'm a movie guy, you know? I'm a movie guy first and foremost. I have a PS5, I have a Series X. Series X hasn't been turned on in months. PS5, I played Astrobot. I haven't touched it since. I've been playing the Switch lately. In fact, the only reason why I haven't been watching very many movies is because I've been playing through the Final Fantasy Pixel remasters, and they're awesome. I really enjoy them. I beat 1, I loved it, and I just beat 2 like yesterday. So I started Final Fantasy 3 today. It's pretty fun. It's been a good experience, but I'm just saying, I'm not a gamer by nature. Like if you want to lump, throw me in a box, is he a movie guy or is he a gaming guy? I'm definitely a movie guy. I like games, but you can take away all my games and leave me the movies. I'd be fine. It's just the way it is. And it's the same with books. As much as I read a lot, but I'd rather have my movies than my books. Just saying. I'm just saying. Movie guy first and foremost. So yeah, getting a 4K TV would be number 1 on the list. Number 2, get yourself a good sound bar, and you can start small and work your way up because you might find, this is good enough for me. So why spend the big money? Like my sound system back in 2010 or 2011, when I bought it, it was a lot. It was a lot of money. But it was also something that my wife and I both wanted. And man, I'm so glad we had that when I was sick and I could just sit there and watch movies and have a good experience and chill out and watch a movie is great. Because it was the thing I loved, right? When I couldn't get up, when I couldn't walk, it was nice. It was nice to be able to watch a good movie, Anyway, so yeah, get yourself a nice 4K TV, And usually with anything electronic like this, in nature like this, this is a major electronic appliance. This isn't like, oh, I'm buying a blow dryer, which there's probably people that are like, oh, you got to get this blow dryer if you want the best experience blow drying your hair. And I'm like, okay, well, I blow dry my hair like twice a year. I don't think I need the top of the line blow dryer. But a TV is something that you're going to use a lot, and you're going to get a lot of use out of it. Spend the money. Spend the extra money. The soundbar, I would start cheap. Get yourself, I bought my dad a Vizio soundbar, and it's all in one unit, no subwoofer. And it made a huge difference in the sound quality of what he was watching. Huge difference. And it didn't break the bank. I think I got it on sale for like $100 or maybe $120. That's not bad to elevate to is it true surround sound? No. But it's so much better than what he had, which is whatever's coming out of the TV. And then you look at, okay, now I have a 4K TV, I have this, and of course, to get the best picture quality, PS5 doesn't allow Dolby Vision. So you're only going to get 4K. You're not going to get 4K plus Dolby Vision if you have a TV that has Dolby Vision and your PS5 doesn't do Dolby Vision, which is so stupid, but it doesn't. So you have to buy a dedicated player. But again, at this point, your eyes have probably glossed over and you're like, it's not worth it. But to me, it's like, man, I'm a movie guy. You know, I love my movies, and if I can watch it in the best quality possible, that's what I want to do. So, but yeah. This is why I like your streams, Rob. It's like talking to video store workers and getting advice. I like to chit chat about movies. Thanks. Of course, Chris. But again, it's only you can answer all those questions, you know? And you can go as crazy as you want, you know, buy yourself a $30,000 TV, 8K, or you can get a, you know, something in the $800 to $1,000 range and be probably pretty damn happy just in that jump. You don't have to start at the top. But me, I'm like, well, you know, I could spend $1,200 on this TV, or I could spend $1,800 and get this TV. It's got this much more. It's much better. But then again, once things start falling off of your list because you've got such a high thing, that's where you kind of have to make some judgment calls. But go with a brand name. Don't go, in my opinion, go with, you know, a Sony, a Samsung, an LG. But that's just me. It all depends, though, man. There's so many questions. But anyway, have I been to the Texas Theater? Joe James, welcome. I don't think I've ever seen you here before, but I appreciate you chiming in. I have not, but the movie that I helped to make, Adventures in Game Chasing, was supposed to have its premiere at the Texas Theater, and unfortunately, the deal fell through. I won't go into detail, but the deal fell through. But I've been by it. I've never been inside it. I've never watched a movie there, you know. But it was Adventures in Game Chasing was supposed to have its premiere at the Texas Theater, and I was really looking forward to it because I was like, that'd be cool, you know, because that's also where Lee Harvey Oswald was arrested, you know. But so it's a historic theater. But no, I've never been there. I've never been inside. Like I said, I've been by it, but I've never been inside. I'm way behind. Especially, well, it's because Chris asked about the 4K TV question, and then you know how I get. I had to answer every Tom Ace. Welcome, Ace. Good to see you. I know it's not Tom, but welcome, Ace. And Happy New Year to you. Ana de Armas in 4K, yes, please. I'm telling you, I'm a Bond fan, okay? I'm a huge Bond fan. I have the movies I've still got the DVDs sitting here. I've owned them. I've never owned them all on VHS, but I've owned them all on VHS or on DVD. These sets. There's 4 of these. I own all those. I have them. I didn't have them digitally, but I have all the Daniel Craig movies on Blu-ray, and I have No Time to Die in 4K. And then I went and bought the James Bond set, the big set, the Blu-ray set. Right? I love Bond. No Time to Die is seriously not a good movie if you're a Bond fan. But Ana de Armas is scene. Seriously, if all of Daniel Craig's movies had the fun of that scene, it would have been a better series. It would have been, in fact, it would have elevated James Bond to a level that it hasn't been to in years. But for some reason, they decided to make Bond a guy that, you know, okay, he's a badass. He's a secret agent. He gets all the ladies, like all the ladies want him. He's awesome. But no, let's make it where he doesn't like being a Bond. He doesn't like being James Bond. He doesn't like being a 00. Who wants to watch that? So it's kind of a bummer. But there you go. You know, that's the way That's the way Bond went. But I love the Bond movies, man. I love them. No Time to Die was such a slap in the face, but I had so much fun with that Ana de Armas scene. I mean, and it helps that she's easy on the eyes. And yeah, Blade Runner, she's awesome. Barnes and Noble always gets some of my money during these sales. I know, Movie Mike. They really are good stuff. But I like the fact that Amazon is also price matching. So if for whatever reason Barnes and Noble is out, or maybe you go to the store, you know, your local Barnes and Noble, and they're out, you can just order on Amazon if you don't have a Barnes and Noble account or whatever. You know, you do you. But I did like, I think Shozama, you were the one that posted that about Barnes and Noble, and kind of like they're almost like they're rising from the ashes, you know, that they were in a pretty big downturn, and they've changed their direction and made their stores more like, you know, kind of a mom and pop kind of bookstore. I thought that was cool. I thought that was really neat. And I appreciated that video. I think that was really cool. Bat gave my friend neighbor some extra insulation for his outdoor pipe and checked on my outdoor faucets. Yeah, we did that last week. I did all that kind of stuff last week. In fact, there was a day where I just got like a lot of stuff done. It was cool. You know, went to Home Depot, got a bunch of fluorescent light bulbs, and, you know, my faucet covers and some other stuff. I can't remember. Did a whole bunch of stuff. I was like all busy, like I did things, you know. I felt like all special. Sicario 1 and 2 are on sale. Now, I didn't really care for 2 that much, but man, Sicario 1. Again, that damn Denis Villeneuve, man. Makes some good movies. They get more views if you lend like me to trusted individuals I know for years that take care of stuff and can afford to replace it if damaged. Oh, they get more views if you... I get what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. I don't allow anyone to borrow anything. And mostly because the only other person that I know that's kind of local to me that also could watch a Blu-ray or a 4K is Billy. And Billy has way more than I do. He buys a lot more than I do. And he buys a lot of stuff that I wouldn't buy, you know? But and I probably buy stuff that he wouldn't buy. But yeah, I'd probably, in fact, I did lend. What was that I lent him? I lent him Body of Lies. Because there's a special feature on Body of Lies, Ridley Scott's Body of Lies, right? Where it showed part of his editing process. And I thought it was interesting. And I thought it would be something that might be helpful going forward for us. You know, for when we, you know, if and when we get to make another movie. When we get to make another movie. Maybe this is one of those things that can help us kind of visualize how the story plays. And we can say, okay, let's move this here. Let's move this here. It's really cool. It's a really cool little special feature on that Blu-ray. So I lent it to him simply for that. I don't know if he's actually seen the movie, but I get what you're saying. But yeah, I don't have really many people to lend to. Entire Resident Evil collection is $25. Hey, dude, buy it if you want it. I'm way behind, by the way. Hellraiser Quartet of Torment 4K set is $59.99 for the sale. For horror fans like me, that is very tempting. Yeah, Hellraiser is something I've just never got into. Excuse me, but I can see that. And you know what? Here's the thing. You know how many times I've almost bought that Friday the 13th collection? Way too many times. I've walked by it and go, because here's the thing. There's been so many times when I've purchased a movie, right? And I go, and I watch the movie and I go, eh. And then I watch the special features. And the special features, the heart behind it, the passion behind it, the commentaries, whatever, usually gets me to at least appreciate the movie. And I have a feeling that Friday the 13th set might make me appreciate Friday the 13th a little more. And it's just an awesome looking box set. But I'm telling you, man, I watched half of that second movie and was like, I'm done. The first one was good, but the second one, man, it lost me. And I went, nope. But yeah, man, those things are awesome. I love sales like that too. Arrow does some great work. Great work. Don't go too cheap on a soundbar though. I bought a $50 one for my PC and that thing sucks ass, so I got rid of it and bought a way better one. Well, I was thinking of one like the Vizio. You know, the that Best Buy carries. It's like, I think it's normally like $150 and it was on sale for $100, I think. That one it's big enough, and I did some research too. I didn't just go that one. I went and said best budget soundbar, you know, and I read some reviews and did some searching, and then I went and picked that up for my dad. And it was I don't remember why we gave him that for something, but it wasn't for Christmas or anything or his birthday. It was just here, have a thing. And I don't remember why I did it. But, you know, it's kind of nice to spoil your dad a little bit sometimes, you know, get him something cool. John Bourgeois, is that how you say your name? Welcome. I haven't seen you here before, too. Wait, you're in Texas, right? So it gets cold as hell at night, but hot during the day? Sorry, I just joined the stream and read the title. Yeah. Here, it rarely gets down. I mean, on a normal kind of thing, even in the wintertime, it doesn't get below 40 that much. But man, when it gets cold, it gets, I mean, I don't know what the temperature is now. Let's see. Let's see. I mean, it's 31 right now. It's only 8:30 and it's going to get down to 25. So for us, that's really cold. And so, you know, I'm wearing the old yeah, I've got the fuzzy pants on, you know what I mean? Yeah, cuz it's better. I don't know why I had to do that. But there you go. Yes, it's cold, very cold here. It's cold now. But see, what's weird is it was like 75 degrees like a week and a half ago. It was weird. So. The place we ended up watching the movie at wasn't bad though. Oh no, it wasn't bad. It's just that there was the extra, what do you call it? The extra historic aspect of the Texas Theater that would have been cool, you know, to say, hey, this is where Adventures of Game Chasing premiered, but it's also where Lee Harvey Oswald was arrested. That's kind of cool. So, kiss the Peter, not the Dinklage. Welcome. Good to see you. That's the Texas Theater. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you can, it's kind of a famous thing, you know, all the pictures of Oswald getting arrested in front of the theater and stuff. Imagine watching GoldenEye in 4D. Is that like Interstellar at the end of Interstellar? That's what 4D is? Or are you talking about 4DX? Where the seats rumble and do stuff. I hated that. I don't remember what movie I watched in 4DX, and it was terrible. Like, it was a terrible experience. Not a bad movie, but a terrible experience. I don't know. It's just not for me. I don't need stuff blowing in my face. And like Twisters, I think is one of the ones where somebody was like, I want to go see Twisters in 4DX. And I'm like, have fun, because I'm not doing that. I just watched the 4K restoration of The Wages of Fear at the Texas Theater this weekend. Definitely recommend checking it out. The Wages of Fear. This is one of those where I know the movie, I've heard of it, but I've never watched it. You know what? Oh, wait a minute. Are you talking about the new one or the old one? Is that what that? I'm guessing you're the old one, right? 1953 thriller film directed and co-written by Henri-Georges Clouzot. I don't know if I said that right because I'm a stupid American. In the South American, Wages of Fear. Yes. Oh God, what's the name of the movie? Don't tell me. I won't see it anyway because I'm so far behind. Sorcerer. William Friedkin, right? Wait, is that? Am I getting mixed up? No, it's William Friedkin, Sorcerer. Right? William Friedkin. Yeah, Roy Scheider. Yes, William Friedkin. Bam. Yes, this movie is based on Wages of Fear. And I knew it because Wages of Fear it just recently came on the Criterion Collection too, right? Oh yeah, it's right there. There's the picture right there. Criterion Collection. Wages of Fear. Interesting. You know what? I honestly, I would love to do that. But getting over to the Texas Theater right now, well, especially during the cold and the snow and the ice and whatever, no. But yeah, it's just not somewhere where like, I'm going to head out to the Texas Theater. That's probably going to take me an hour and a half to get there. You know, with traffic and everything. It's just not, I don't find myself in Dallas very much at all. And when I do, it's kind of like, oh, what's with all these people? I mean, it's not like I live out in the middle of nowhere, but there's a lot of people in Dallas, man. And they're really close together. And you're like, I can smell what you had for breakfast yesterday. That's disgusting. But anyway. Yeah, that's cool, though. That's cool. I knew that I knew the movie. It's like, I know that I've seen it recently, too. We can all agree, though, Pierce Brosnan had it all. The handsome looks, the charm, the intimidation, and the fight skills. Look, everybody has their Bond, right? I mean, think about it. You got Sean Connery, got George Lazenby for one movie. Sean Connery comes back for one movie or two movies. One or two movies. Then there's Roger Moore. And he's in it he's had the most movies, right? I think he had 7 or 8. And then you got Timothy Dalton for 2, then Pierce Brosnan, then Daniel Craig. Everybody looks at that list and they go, oh, that's my Bond. You know, there's a lot of people that pick Sean Connery because he's the original and he's the one that kind of set the standard. But when it comes to, I've watched videos on this. It's actually kind of interesting because I've never read any of the books. When it comes to the books, the closest to Bond as a character is actually Timothy Dalton, which is kind of nuts. But for me, the whole package, Pierce Brosnan in GoldenEye, man, is because he's got it all, you know? He's got the smooth, sophisticated, suave, right? Let's be honest, he's a good-looking dude, right? But he's got that. His intensity was really cool. I loved his intensity. So you felt like he was also a badass. But I mean, he was all of those things at the same time. I actually like Timothy Dalton's movies a lot. But I mean, to me, GoldenEye is probably the gold standard for me. It's the first, and that's the other thing. It's the first Bond movie I ever saw in a theater. And a lot of people have said, your favorite Bond is going to be the first one that you ever saw in a theater. And I'm like, well, yeah. But it's also like, I mean, if you look at the list of Bond movies, right? You look at GoldenEye. It is a shining star. And before it are some kind of crappy movies, and after it are some kind of crappy movies. Because let's be honest, Pierce Brosnan's movies as a whole aren't the best. But it's like, man, it just sits there and it's this like, it's awesome. It's golden. And on top of that, because we're, a lot of us are gamers, GoldenEye was, man, a freaking classic. So it adds to the mystique of this thing. But yeah, it was awesome. I think he's probably the best. Probably the best. In my opinion. What's crazy is how good Casino Royale was, then for them to really misfire on the finality of the series. Yes. Yes, the finale. Yes. Absolutely. I'm so far behind. But yes. Just a bummer. Just a bummer. And not Gary, welcome. Good to see you. I haven't seen you in a bit. It is good to see you. I still enjoy my local Barnes & Noble. I can grab a book and just go read it at my leisure in their cafe, decide if I want to buy it or not. Yeah. I mean, look, I love Barnes & Noble, but man, some of their prices are kind of dumb. And it's hard for me to go, okay, so I can buy it about 40% less on Amazon. Or I can support a store that I really like. It's tough, man. Especially on some higher priced, not just a paperback, but we're talking, hardbacks or a set or whatever. It's just, I wish they could bring the prices down a little bit. But I love it when they're having a sale like this. In fact, I went and last year I bought Black Hat on 4K. And I went into the store and bought it because I wanted it. And I was like, I'm going to go into a store and buy it. And I did, and it was fun. So yeah, I agree with you. Let's see. It doesn't get that cold at night during that time either. Yeah, see, like it's just wacky right now. And usually this happens once or twice a year in the wintertime. January, February. Usually February is where we get like the crazy snowstorm that, took out a lot of people's power for a bit. Yeah. Yeah, that happened a couple years ago. That was crazy. Luckily, we're on the same grid as a hospital. So a lot of people in my neighborhood, I have somebody that I used to work with. We still keep in contact from time to time. I think she lives like 3 blocks, like the equivalent of like 3 blocks away from me. Her power was shut off, but mine was on. So we got lucky. But then our water froze. That sucked. Over here in the East Coast, it's either one season or another. No mediums. Yeah, here it stays. Yeah, I mean it does get hot here in the summertime. 90s and 100s even, and then then it dips down, and then usually like you're wearing it's 65 degrees on Christmas Day, and it's like wow, this is shorts weather, and then January and February, it gets really cold and then it starts warming up. And it's usually like super freaking hot in September, which kind of sucks. But yeah. Movie Mike, man. I never lend out movies or books. Too many times I've never getting them back or getting them back damaged. Movie Mike, you're speaking my language. I am exactly the same way. In fact, I think that's why I have 2 copies of Tool Enema, the CD, because I lent the CD to somebody, and then it was months and I never got it back. So I went and bought one, and then I got it back finally. But yeah, I have 2 copies of Enema. I mean, in fact, there's a few things. Like I have 2 copies of Scott Pilgrim on Blu-ray, and 2 copies of Hitchhiker's Guide on Blu-ray, probably for the same thing. And then ended up getting them back. But there's stuff that, like, man, this is not going to matter to many people. But I'm a fan of Nine Inch Nails. Okay? Love Nine Inch Nails. The first time that I saw Nine Inch Nails live was in October of 1994 at the Fair Park Coliseum in Dallas. Okay? It was a crazy, crazy concert. Opened with Marilyn Manson. Before Marilyn Manson was a thing. He opened for Nine Inch Nails. All of us were sitting there going, what the hell is going on? Insane. We all became fans of Marilyn Manson for about 20 minutes. You know what I mean? Like, because, man, some of his stuff is just a little too weird for me. But anyway, Marilyn Manson opened, seeing this for the first time. Oh my God. He comes out doing the, there's no earthly way of knowing. And you're like, what the hell is going on? It was awesome. Then, midway, what do you call him? Jim Rose Circus. Bunch of, it's basically like a freak show. It was awesome. And then Nine Inch Nails, seeing Nine Inch Nails live the first time, dude, it was a great night. It was an amazing night. Well, that night I bought 3 things at the concert. I bought a t-shirt, I bought a hat, and I bought a beanie. And that beanie was the perfect beanie It had a small, tiny, like 9 Inch Nails logo in purple, like about here. I love that beanie. I wore that beanie all the time. Lent it to one of my friends because he said I need that for a school project. I never got it back. Guess what? You can't find those anywhere. No one has the Self-Destruct Tour from 1994 beanie. I can't find them. But I wish I had that beanie today. In fact, there's been many times where I've bought so many beanies just to try to replicate the fit and everything. It was the perfect beanie. Why, Sean? Why did you lose my beanie? Oh, I don't know where it is. Damn it. It's my beanie. Anyway. That's kind of weird. It's not really a movie or book, but yeah. Yeah. Lending things. Try not to do it anymore. Howard Hughes owned for a while with a lot of history attached to it in Dallas. Very cool place. I didn't know that Howard Hughes owned it. That's really interesting. Sorry, I'm way behind, guys. I used to work at my local record store and we sold every box set you can imagine. It's crazy how many IPs got a box set release. I love that stuff, man. There's something about a freaking box set. The first album I ever bought, and this just came out like a few months ago. But this is one of those things where I'm actually irritated that in my best of the year video, I did my favorite physical media release was the Blair Witch Project from Second Sight, right? 4K or Blu-ray remastered from the original elements and all that stuff. To me, that was so important. It was so important to get the Blair Witch Project in a great format, but I should have at least shown this and said, look, this isn't a movie, but this is an amazing release, physical media release. I love music box sets and I love movie box sets. I love them so much. But that's awesome. You know, that stuff's awesome. I bought that collection on Apple TV Plus a couple years ago for $9.99 during October. Oh, you're talking, well, see, that's the thing though. You only get the movies. You're talking about the Friday the 13th collection, right? That's only the movies. You don't get all the special features, the behind the scenes interviews and all that stuff. The retrospective interviews, which is what's great about a set like that, is you're getting new interviews from people that worked on those movies back in the late 70s, early 80s, and seeing what it's meant to them over the years. That is stuff that I love, I adore. It's one of the things I mentioned about a lot of recent releases for recent movies. They're cool, but it kind of sucks because the special features, if there are any, you're lucky you get a commentary these days, but most of the stuff they put on there is talking head interviews about, sitting them down while they're filming, while they're still doing their job and going, well, what do you think about this? And they're like, well, it's amazing working with this director and this cast is amazing, blah, blah, blah. It's all good stuff. Now, you want to watch a really, really good behind the scenes documentary to see what I'm talking about? Try to see if you can find Dangerous Days. 2 words, Dangerous Days, which is a documentary on the making of Blade Runner from 1982. It's put together by this guy, Charles de Lauzirika. That single-handedly made me go, I love what he did. He did the same thing for Aliens. So the Alien collections. Most of the documentaries you find on those, Charles de Lauzirika did them. Kingdom of Heaven. One of the absolute best documentaries you'll ever see is the making of Kingdom of Heaven. Guess who did it? That's right. Charles de Lauzirika. So, that's what I'm saying. When you buy them digitally, you're lucky if you get special features. I guarantee you that the Friday the 13th movies probably don't have those special. I could be wrong. But a lot of cases, the digital copy is just the movie and you don't get all the other stuff. And that's kind of a bummer. And when you're buying, and I'm not trying to talk anybody out of buying physical media, trust me. But it's one of the things that irritates me about more recent studio releases is that you're really just getting all the fluff, you know, the EPK type stuff, which means electronic press kit. It was the things that they used to do to sell a movie to a theater, you know, to a theater owner, to, you know what I mean? And it's basically just the interviews to try to sell the movie, right? Or it's the kind of stuff that you see every now and then. You'll see, you know, if they're promoting a big movie on YouTube or something, you know, you'll see the trailer and then there'll be some interview and they'll be like, yeah, it's really important to do work like this because blah, blah, blah. Yeah, you're not going to talk about all the stuff, the daily grind type stuff, the bad stuff that happened. That Dangerous Days, I'm telling you, that documentary is awesome because not only do you get some of the classic interviews mingled in, but then you get from, you know, a few years ago. I don't know when it was. I can't remember when it was done. Probably 90 or no, mid 2000s, I think, was when they did the Dangerous. I don't know. I can't remember. Anyway, all I'm trying to say is it was years later. They've already been paid. It's not like they have anything to lose. They can talk about freely. They can talk about what went down on the set. And it's awesome. It's so cool to hear that kind of stuff. Why am I going off on all this? Oh, because the Scream Factory Friday the 13th set is beautiful. They went all out on that. Yes. That's what I'm talking about. Is that I know that there are documentaries on there from way after the movie came out. So there's nobody to impress anymore. You don't have to worry about burning bridges. You know, in most cases, a lot of those actors, you know, their careers didn't go anywhere. So they've moved on to other things. So they don't care. They're going to talk about what happened on the set. They want to talk about what it was like to make these movies. I love that stuff. Love it. Anyway, you don't get a lot of that on digital. And that's what sucks about it. Can you hear that? Can you hear the plane flying over too? I don't know if the filter is filtering that out. That's freaking loud. I think that's an F-18 flying over. Landing. Anyway. None of the Friday the 13th movies are good, but they're nostalgic for me since I watched them as a kid. Yeah, and I get that. Oh, and I miss Chris. The later Hellraiser movies are a trip. If I'm not mistaken, Hellraiser 4 was directed by Alan Smithee. Oh. Alan Smithee. That means the director, there was a problem. And they either replaced the director or the director asked for his name to be taken off. That's usually when you see the words or the name Alan Smithee. It's a fake name to, you know, protect the director. Don't want my name on that. Let's see. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. Yes. Okay. Now I'm here. I still haven't bought any other boutique movies other than Criterion. I love a lot of what's on Arrow, just never pulled the trigger. Well, Joe James, I'm telling you, one that I'm not telling you what to do. Okay. But I'm telling you, Second Sight, man, Second Sight does some great work. Of course, you can see my Drive. I should go this way. My Drive set. I don't know if you like that movie. Unfortunately, this is out of print. It was out of print shortly after I pulled the trigger on this. But if you love a movie, right? If you really love a movie, this kind of care that goes into something like this is amazing. So let me just show you. Okay. This is what you get from somebody other than Criterion. Criterion usually doesn't go this far, you know? But first, yes, it does say Drive on it. Beautiful, right? Just beautiful. Open this up and it's another box. This could have been the box, but no, it's in there. That's actually kind of coming apart a little bit, but in here you get all this stuff. Now let me I'm just going to show you because now I've got it and I want to show it off. Okay. First, Digipack with the 4K and the Blu-ray, right? Very nice. You get art cards. If you like art cards, I honestly don't care about art cards at all. I think it's one of the biggest but you get Drive. There's 100,000 streets in this city. You don't need to know the route. The route? The route? What do you say? You give me a time and a place, I give you a 5-minute window. Anything happens in that 5 minutes and I'm yours, no matter what. Anything happens a minute either side of that and you're on your own. Do you understand? Okay. This is a hardback book with storyboards, with essays, with just, this is beautiful, right? Beautifully made. Beautifully made, man. And this is the kind of thing that you get. And then also, hey, for shits and giggles, we're going to throw this in too. How about the entire book that the movie was based on? So this all came in this set. Amazing. And this was $60 when I bought it. Now it's going for like 200, 300. I mean, these sets go for a lot. So if you go to Second Sight's website, right? Nobody really needs to keep these. This is just, it just shows what's on the discs and stuff. Oh, come on. There we go. But they're awesome. So if you love a movie, Second Sight has it. They're cool. Of course, I showed off the Blair Witch Project in my 2024. Vinny, Mark Duffy, what's going on? Twisters. But yeah, Joe, I mean, look, just go to diabolicdvd.com and look around. Look around, and there's actually one where you can browse by label, and you can see, okay, you start to learn. Okay, 88 Films, they do a lot of Asian films. They do a lot of, sort of exploitation type films, They do all that kind of stuff. Then you've got Arrow, and Arrow does everything from like really low budget horror movies all the way up to, insanely great movies, Silence of the Lambs, and I mean, just all kinds of stuff, right? They do everything, a little bit of everything. Then you've got Criterion, which is the important movies, right? And then you've got Imprint from Australia. They just recently came out with a Never Ending Story set that is, holy crap, amazing. Never Ending Story, the Never Ending, Atreyu, all that stuff, right? Artax, don't, I know, it'll make you cry. But the Never Ending Story set is ridiculous. It comes in a big freaking box. That is the book, that looks like the book, with the Orin on the front, the snake thing in metal. Then you open it up and you got movie posters, you got all kinds of stuff. I mean, that's Imprint. That's from Australia. They do amazing work. Who else? Severin. Severin does a lot of, sort of exploitative horror movies and stuff like that, but they also did this Cloak and Dagger set that's really cool. I mean, there's so many great movies done from so many different labels. But Second Sight is probably one of my favorites. They've done just insanely good work. And I love the fact that they take real care. They just recently released a 4K Hitcher, The Hitcher with C. Thomas Howell and Rutger Hauer, right? I don't know if you've seen that movie. It's not for me. It's a horror movie. I get why people like it, but it's just not for me. But they did an insane set on The Hitcher this year. It's a 4K restoration. It's from all accounts. I hadn't been watching that movie, my whole life. I just recently saw it for the first time a few months ago and was kind of like, eh. But if you're a big fan of that movie, the love that they put into this release is amazing. So again, you gotta look into it. I'm just saying, once you take that first step, man, it's hard. It's hard. I mean, I've got Imprint, I've got Arrow, a lot of Criterion, of course, Shout Factory, Scream Factory. Let's see. There's Arrow. That's another Arrow. Oh gosh. Criterion. And the cool thing too is that sometimes, give you an example. The Exorcist. Okay? The Exorcist came out in a bunch of different formats or different releases all over the world. What I did is I basically wanted the 4-disc collection that came out in the US, but I didn't like the cover. The cover looks dumb. In fact, if you go to the Amazon sale, the cover looks dumb. Do I still have it up? Oh, come on. I thought it was... Oh, there it is. There it is. Look at that. That is a stupid... Who that loves The Exorcist thinks that that's the cover they want. Now, think about it. Your movie is sitting on the shelf like this, right? With the spine. Most people don't display the front of their movie, but I didn't want that cover. And I wanted all the special features that I could get. So I ordered from the UK and I got their release. And sure, it's got their stickers, which don't come off, but when you take off the slipcase, it's still there. But it's a cooler cover because it's the freaking poster. And it's got all the stuff. But I got it from the UK because I wanted the cool cover. Is that stupid? Probably. But I did it. I need to stop showing off my physical media because that's what happens. It's like a big stack over here. But anyway. I live in Minnesota. Layers are the best state. Yes, layers for sure. We know this here. I mean, you should have seen me on New Year's Eve or New Year's Day when we went and hiked. It was freaking cold in the morning, and then the sun came out and it got hot. So I had thermals on. I had my regular shirt and my regular hiking pants. So I had to ditch the sweater, put the sweater in my backpack. Then I had to ditch the thermal on top because I was like soaking wet. Their pizza's pretty dope too. I don't remember what we're talking about. And there's Vinny. This isn't Minecraft. Mark Duffy. I don't know if I've seen you here before. Welcome. It's good to see, man. It's good to see new faces in here every now and then. You know what I mean? I mean, look, I love you guys. You know, love you guys coming back every week. But seeing new faces every now and then's cool. Ito Ramos, welcome. And Happy New Year to everybody. So again, Larry David says today's the last day. You can't say Happy New Year's after today. So let's get it out of our system now. Now that my little nephew's Pee Wee football season is over, I can watch Order 42 again. Hey, thanks, man. It's no big deal, you know. And you can watch the replay. It's no big deal. I mean, it's cool to interact, though. You know, to me, like that's the best part of doing this. We get to interact. I can't believe we're 2 hours in. We haven't even touched what we were gonna talk about today. That's how you know it's a good hangout. Is that we don't even have to worry about all that stuff. You know, we just hang out. It's fun. I meant 40X. I don't know. It sounded like it would have been kind of cool to me. Imagine going to see Twisters then come out soaked. Well, it's not that. It's just that. Again, I don't remember what movie it was, but it was, you know, it moves just a little bit, but there was times when it would rumble and you're like, ugh. And it's just, it's distracting. And yeah, everything is perfectly synced to what you're watching, which is cool. It's very cool technology. It's just not for me. I don't like being effed with when I'm watching a movie. You know, it's almost like, in some cases, it felt like people kicking the back of my chair. But anyway, hey, it's not for me, but hey, if it's for you, cool. It's a masterclass in suspense. The old one, Sorcerer, was based on it. Yes. Yeah. Sorcerer was actually, I'd never seen it. I got on a William Friedkin kick and started, again, that's part of the reason why I went ahead and bought this. It's because I'm like, look, I watched To Live and Die in LA. I got French Connection. I got, I need The Exorcist. I got 12 Angry Men. I mean, I didn't buy 12 Angry Men for his version of 12 Angry Men, but it was really cool to see his version of 12 Angry Men. But yeah, I'm a Friedkin. I love William Friedkin. now. I'm like a big fan of his no nonsense kind of bit. You know, I like him. It's good. I can't remember what movie I saw with the moving seats, but immediately when the movie started, I had to set it down to 0. I was instantly sick. Wow, I didn't get sick. I just didn't enjoy it. You know, it was a bummer. Holy crap, I'm so far behind. You know what? I love it. I'd rather be behind than just sitting here going, it's good stuff. It was nice because I was staying right down the street, so I was able to walk there and watch that and Taxi Driver. Oh, wow. Wow. That reminds me I need to pick up Remington Steele and The Saint. I've never seen this. I'm assuming since we were talking about Bond, all the different Bonds, I assume you were talking about Pierce Brosnan and Roger Moore. I've never seen Roger Moore's The Saint. The only The Saint that I know is Val Kilmer. And I unapologetically love that movie. Is it ridiculous that Elizabeth Shue is basically a nuclear physicist? I don't know, but I bought it. I bought into it. Do I have The Saint on? I don't. I think it's because I always wanted to buy it on Blu-ray, and then at some point I just never bought the Blu-ray, and then I bought it digitally. I love The Saint though. It's a great movie. I love that movie. But no, I never saw the Roger Moore Saint. Lawnmower Man. Never saw that one. GoldenEye is the golden nugget. Yeah, Christmas Jones. Named for one line in the movie. The last line in the movie. And it was the biggest eye roll in the history of eye rolls. I thought Christmas only came once a year. Because, they had sex and there's just, oh, God. Yeah. What was her name? Denise Richards. Denise Richards is a rocket scientist in that one. Which one is that one? Which one is that? Is that The World Is Not Enough? I just don't like those movies. Now, I will say Die Another Day has moments of brilliance, including introducing us all to Rosamund Pike, who I think is amazing. But yeah, not a good movie. Not a good movie. It's like when I was buying car parts for my Lexus. The part at the store I go to is like 160, and the same part on Amazon was only 109. I figured I would save the extra money. Look, and that's really the thing, it's sometimes it just comes down to that. And especially when I have my allowance, right, that I get every month. It's hard for me to say, okay, well, I'm going to support the local at 40% markup. Because otherwise I could buy 2 more movies, or whatever, with the amount of things that I was purchasing, it just made more sense in a lot of cases to buy from Amazon, but it kind of hurts a little bit too, so I get it. My Barnes & Noble doesn't stock movies at all. Really? Mine started stocking all the stuff, like a bunch of stuff, and it's like really cool. Because they had it wasn't an Arrow sale. It wasn't a Criterion sale. It was I think it might have been a Kino. Yeah, it was a Kino Lorber sale. And I almost pulled the trigger on a couple of movies because I was like, you know what? I can just pick them up right here. And then I ended up not picking those movies up because I was also in that. I keep going through this where, people bring up movies, in the physical media, and I'm like Demolition Man just came out, right? Came out today, I think, from Arrow. I like that movie, but I don't know how many times I'll ever watch that movie again. Like, that's not a movie that I can watch over and over. So spending, $30 on the limited edition set for the Demolition Man, which I'm not even that big of a fan of. I mean, it would be cool to have for sure. But I'd rather spend that $30 on Inglourious Bastards. But then again, Inglourious Bastards is another one of those movies where it's like, how many times am I going to watch that? Yeah, it would be, but I would rather have a Quentin Tarantino movie. You know what I mean? And it's weird how you kind of play these games in your head where you're kind of like, at least me, I'm sitting there going, how many times am I going to watch this? But then I keep doing stupid crap. Like I bought a Hong Kong film, a crime Hong Kong film that just on a whim because I like the cover and I like Second Sight. So we'll see how that movie turns out. But I've done that. I've done a lot of blind buying, but I wish I had more money to do that. To just, I'm just going to buy this movie and see if it's any good. You know, I'm going to just spend the 20, 30 bucks or whatever, you know? But anyway, I know what you can do with that Enema album. Not that kind of Enema. I wish I saw Stone Temple Pilots and Soundgarden in concert. Soundgarden for sure. Soundgarden for sure. Stone Temple Pilots, I mean, they were okay. I like them, but they were never like to me. Chris Cornell, just there was something about him, just very very charismatic, you know. But yeah, why would they need a beanie for a school project? I think they were filming something. I don't know, but I'm still pissed about it, Sean. Wherever you are. I was the one who gifted Jay the Blair Witch Project VHS. Oh, should have gifted it to you. Well, no, I mean, it's fine. I mean, I have the big bad Blu-ray now. So I'm set on the Blair Witch Project. But like VHS is one of those things where, and look, here's another physical media thing that I just don't understand. I understand buying a Laserdisc. Okay? You can't really see it. There's my Blade Runner Laserdisc. I don't have a Laserdisc player, but I have the Blade Runner Laserdisc because I love Blade Runner, right? I don't really get I'm going to buy a VHS of this movie that I like. Because I'll never watch it. And if I like the movie enough to have bought it on VHS, I know I have it on DVD, Blu-ray, or 4K, right? Because it's about the quality. Now, some people say, yeah, but I like the aesthetic of having that on your shelf. Well, then, no question. But I would never buy those to just, I don't have I guess my thing is I don't have the room to store aesthetic pieces in a lot of cases, right? I don't understand people watching VHS today, though. Like, I just don't get it. I mean, I guess maybe it's kind of like putting yourself in the state of mind of when you watched it back then, but, and look, I know some of you, I mean, if Vinny's still here, Griffian's here. Oh, why? Hi, Griffian. On Game Dave's stream last Thursday, he played the beginning of The Mask on video, on VHS, complete with the movie trailers and the little commercials that, you know, and everything. And it was kind of nostalgic to see that and go, oh yeah, I remember that's what almost every VHS you got had a bunch of crap on it at the beginning before you got to the damn movie. But then I'm like, okay, now if I'm going to watch The Mask, I'd rather watch the HD copy that I got, you know, on iTunes. Right? I wouldn't want to watch an old 4:3, you know, pan and scan copy of them. You know what I mean? So it's like at that point I don't get it. Does that make, I don't know if I'm making any sense. But anyway. So in that case, Jay has a VHS collection. If he doesn't have in fact, he hates the Blair Witch Project, doesn't he? Didn't he say that he hates it? I can't remember. But anyway. But yes, Griffian, hi, welcome. The commentary on First Blood. Dude, there's so many great commentaries out there. No voting on vaping flavor this week? Well, here's the thing, Griffian. I know it's, you know, you haven't been here in a while. I've only had like 2 streams since Christmas. But yeah, no flavor voting for a bit because it started to get to the point where it was like, this is getting really expensive, especially since I haven't liked a lot of the flavors, right? And so I feel like I'm just throwing money away. So I just figure, and it makes it especially hard because now I have a flavor that I make myself, and it's awesome. and I vape it constantly. So it doesn't make sense to, basically throw away money. Now, I'll still do it from time to time because I'll just be like, I want to try all these flavors or whatever. But yeah, for a bit, it's going to be a bit before we do another flavor thing. But I appreciate that you like them. I just, it's tough because yeah, it's tough. You heard the plane? Wow, that was like 45 minutes ago. Some other great behind the scenes content are the commentaries for the first 3 007 movies that Criterion released on Laserdisc. They got all the directors and some other crew to dish all the dirt. I love that stuff. So much so that the main producer flipped out and had it pulled from the shelves. You got me sold on Second Sight. That's who did Blair Witch, right? Yes. Now, full disclosure, they screwed up on the Blair Witch disc, right? I think I said it on my best of 2024, but I'll say it again really quick. It's supposed to be in stereo. Well, instead it's in mono, but it's double mono. So instead of having a stereo left and a stereo right, they have a mono and mono on the left and right, and it's wrong. So Second Sight is, in fact, they sent an email today to me because I signed up for the disc replacement on their website, and yeah, I'm should be getting a replacement disc soon. In fact, Arrow did the exact same. It wasn't the exact same issue. It was another issue where there was a quality issue on the disc. I can't really remember what the problem was, but it was on 12 Monkeys. Their 4K release of 12 Monkeys, and Arrow shipped out a replacement disc. So, no big deal. They did a great Blair Witch set and also Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Second Sight is top notch. Apparently, I'll tell you one. Okay, I'm not the biggest horror movie fan, right? But their Dawn of the Dead set, I wish I'd pulled the trigger on that. I wasn't really collecting. I really wasn't collecting when this set came out. It's another browser. It's another set, that just is insane. Now, here's the funny thing. Look at those prices. $270, $245, $450, a 7-disc limited set. Oh, and I guess this is all the is this show all the Oh yeah, there you go. So look at all the stuff that came with that. I really wish I'd gotten that. Let's just look up Drive for the hell of it. Drive 4K Second Sight. 250, 230, 190. That's the disc only. They also do they do the special limited sets, and then they also do sort of a almost like disc only releases. 299, 185, 250. So there you go. They get kind of expensive, but they're awesome. They're so awesome. Anyway. Twisters, a movie about bullying older brothers. Bonobo Juice, welcome. Good to see you. Game Chasers. There you go. You got that new Arrow Great Escape. I kind of want that. But that's another one where I'm kind of like, but how many times am I going to watch The Great Escape? And I have The Great Escape available to me 4K digitally. And it's like, I've had it all this time and I haven't watched it again. So even though I want it, it's hard for me to pull the trigger on that. But that's cool, man. Umbrella out of Australia does some really nice sets as well. Yes. There's so many. There's so many sub-labels now. So Imprint, Via Vision, like Via Vision did my Grindhouse and my Drag Me to Hell Blu-ray only. They just recently announced a Drag Me to Hell 4K set, or I think it may be out already. But I like Drag Me to Hell. It's one of those, it's not really a horror movie, it's more of a comedy. But I really liked that movie and I wanted to own it. And they came out with a cool set from Via Vision in Australia. And I went ahead and bought it. And then they announced the 4K over here. And I'm like, damn it. But anyway, that's the way it goes sometimes. People forget about scarves. They are awesome. I don't forget about scarves. I just can't rock a scarf, you know? Just like I can't really rock a beret, you know? I mean, I barely rock my Irish driving hat. Oh, I can barely rock this, right? I can't rock a scarf. And believe me, I was on a movie set. There were many scarves. Not for me. Just not for me. Thermal Nermal over here. Yeah, it's me. The Saint Rules. For some reason, I've always loved that movie. Yeah, dude. There's something about it's the score, the soundtrack, everything, and it's the cast too. The cast is great. I can never remember. Sharp. He's the nice coat dude in Batman Begins. Kilmer, but who's... That's him. This guy. That guy. See the guy? The guy, Ray? That guy. Raid Serbads. I can't pronounce that. But I love this movie. I love it. I don't care. I don't care. I love it. I don't care. Rob, that movie sucks. I don't care if you think it sucks. IMDb thinks it sucks. Rotten Tomatoes thinks it sucks. Fandango thinks it sucks. I don't care. Carmen, wait, Diz better than Carmen because Dina Meyer is better than Denise Richards. I mean, that's true too. I've been blind buying a lot of movies based on the Rotten Tomatoes score, user and critic score average. How's that working out, Vinny? Seriously. I'm not saying that as a, how's that working out for you, Vinny? I'm literally want to know. Like, do you end up liking the movie more often than not? Because seriously, if I would have listened to all the people that said Nosferatu was great and bought that, I would have been a little disappointed. Again, I say that in my review. I don't hate the movie. I just think that it's a little slow. It's slow for me. Anyway, Laserdiscs are great to display for the large artwork. I want more Laserdiscs, but I don't. What I want to do, here's my thought. Okay, what I would like to do: get Laserdiscs of movies that I really like, right? And then, basically knock out this wall. Just kidding. I can't do that. My homeowners association won't allow me to. But what I would like is like a wall of those, you know, those record holders, the vinyl holders that go on the wall. And they're just like picture frames, right? All Laserdiscs. Because I'm not that big of a music guy, but having a bunch of movie Laserdiscs, dude, I'd be like the only guy on YouTube that has that I know of. There's probably a guy. In fact, there's probably a guy right now going, movie review, blah, 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 blah. That's going to be my new YouTube channel. And I'm going to have all my Laserdiscs on frames on the wall. And I'm going to make videos. And I'm going to have more subscribers in Order 42. But I think that would be cool. It's a cool design idea. Or I could even do it where, I don't know how I'd do it. But it'd be cool. That'd be cool. Anyway, I have VHSs that never made the jump to later formats. But how often do you actually watch them, Shozama? Because I'll tell you what I would do. I would have converted them. Anything that could not be replaced, I pulled it. I hooked up I still have my VCR. I hooked up my VCR with my interface thing that I got from Elgato or whatever, and I recorded it. That way I have a digital copy of it, and I never wore out the tape. I never wore out the VHS player more than it took to actually record it, but then I was done. That's what I did. I get it though. I mean, look, there's some people that like the I guess the action of the VHS player, taking it out of your hand basically as you push it in, taking it out and putting it down and closing the door. You know, there is a tactile thing to it, but beyond that, it's like I remember that. I don't need to see 320 by 240 video anymore. I don't. I'm over that. I have better stuff. But hey, I've been arguing with people on Reddit about DVDs versus modern formats. Is there more to this story? I would love to hear more. Let's do another round of rapid reviews. I'll name some movies. Number 1, New Jack City. I've only seen that once, and I don't really remember a whole lot of it other than me going, yeah, that's pretty good. But I don't remember much about it beyond that. So, wait, 5 stars? 10 stars? 10-point scale, 5-point scale, or my Roger Ebert 4-star scale? Thumbs up, thumbs down? Like, in a lot of ways, I think that the thumbs up and thumbs down was a way to try to get to the average person. Okay, that's overall what they thought, but let's read or let's listen to what Siskel or Ebert says about this. It wasn't meant to be a digital yay or nay. It's meant to be a, hey, this is what you're in for from us when you see, okay, 2 thumbs up. Okay, they both liked it. Why? Because that's the most important reason. Oh, they both hated it. Why? But why though? That's the most important thing with movies, right? It's not just a digital yes or no. Anyway. Okay, New Jack City on the 4-star scale. Just do that. I'd give it a 3. I mean, it's not a movie that I need to watch again, but no, I enjoyed it. There's a couple of DVDs I'm also eyeballing that don't have digital or later formats. I mean, absolutely true. There's nothing wrong with DVD. 720 by 480 is a lot better than 320 by 240. And I would rather watch something blown up on my... In fact, I'll tell you this. I put in my DVDs recently, like when I bought that Bond Blu-ray set, when I got that Blu-ray set so cheap, $40. It's cheap. But I put the DVDs in to see what was on them versus, and then I just started the movie and I was just like watching it for a bit. And you know what? I got completely sucked in. And the age of the movie, and I'm talking about the actual, like, Dr. No was made in 1962, right? Or released in 62. So I'm sitting there watching it. And the quality of it, it looked great. It looked fine. Like, I didn't have a big problem with it. Then you pop in the Blu-ray and you go, oh, of course, that looks so much better. And of course, the 4K will look even better than that. But at a certain point, do you really need? That's the question you have to ask yourself. There are certain movies that I've never taken beyond DVD simply because I don't think it needs it. I don't watch the movie enough to warrant the extra high definition. And I don't think the movie's that bad on DVD. So, excuse me. Okay. I gotta play that Blair Witch game. I don't know what that is. The jet noise was coming through only when you were talking. In the gaps, it was cut out by the gate. Yeah, that's what I figured, but yeah. And that hit your set. Dude, you know how many times I've almost pulled the trigger on that? For a movie I dislike. Like, I don't hate it, but I didn't really like it. Like, I see it and I go, okay, I can appreciate it for what the movie is. I understand why people like it, but I don't care. But that second sight set is so gorgeous. I've almost bought it a couple of times. And luckily, I haven't pulled the trigger. I'm so far behind. Not via, it's via. I don't know what you're talking about, but that was funny. Uh, Wait, when were scarves awesome? I mean, look, hey, if you want to rock a scarf, nothing wrong with that. Maybe not a Steven Tyler scarf, but you could rock a black scarf and a gray peacoat, Rob. I'm picturing in my head. You'd look dapper. But see, I've never been a dapper guy. You know? Could I rock a dapper thing? Sure. Probably. Turtleneck. You know, with a sport coat? Sure. I can do it. Not my style, really. I'd rather have a t-shirt and a sport coat. That's more my style, you know? But hey, we're supposed to get almost a foot of snow. Let's go outside and play with Empire Strikes Back toys. A foot? You're kidding me. A foot? Okay, I'm just going to say this. We better not get a foot of snow. I don't want a freaking foot of snow. 90% chance of snow on Thursday and 80% on Friday. I'm not up for that. Frodus Boy. I just ordered the Japanese version of Mr. Baseball on Laserdisc and an Andrew Dice Clay Laserdisc also. No Laserdisc player. See, I mean, look, I love them, but it's the people that want to watch them. That's where I'm like, okay. Like, for example, from Star Wars to Jedi, the making of a saga. I don't know if that's been on DVD or Blu-ray or anything, but I love it. I'm not popping in a VHS to watch it. Just not. I'm not going to go through the trouble of hooking up my mono VHS player. Yeah, it's mono. It was a cheap one. I'm not going to pop in my mono VHS player or my VCR to watch from Star Wars to Jedi, the making of saga, especially when, you know, it's on YouTube. Screw it. Watch it on YouTube. Nightmares. Wow, it's been a while. Good to see you. Hope everything's okay, man. After sitting with my feelings for a while, I definitely feel like Nosferatu is Eggers' weakest film so far. Still better than a lot of other stuff coming out today, just not his best. Joe, that's exactly how I feel. And I've seen everything that Eggers has done. I feel like it's The Witch. In fact, it feels like every one is a bit of a step down for me. I love The Witch. The Lighthouse was a little further down. The Northman was, I still like, and that's the thing, I still like all the movies, but I feel like it's in release order as far as how I would rank Eggers' movies. Which it's easy when there's only 4, you know? Like, why don't you rank more movies, Rob? Why don't you do more ranking? Rob ranks them. It's a big bummer, you know? But he's only got 4 movies, so it's easy. But yeah, it's The Witch, Lighthouse, Northman, Nosferatu. Yeah, I agree with that. VHS has nostalgia for me, but I cannot get into seriously collecting it. I don't have the space for a format I would likely never watch. Yes. Or never likely watch. Words are important. I flipped them. I'm feeling nostalgic. I'll fire up my 56K modem to browse the web. Guys, I was there when the Phantom Menace trailer was released. And a 320 by 240 trailer took me all night. 320 by 240. Tiny. All night to download. I remember that shit. I don't like going back to that. I wouldn't want to go back to that. No. Number 2, old school. Ooh, I'm going to piss off some people. That's like a 2 out of 4 for me. I don't think it's that funny. I love Will Ferrell. In fact, I love a lot of the people in it. I just don't. It didn't hit for me. That was a comedy that just did not hit for me. So yeah, 2 out of 4. I have zero nostalgia for lesser quality video on movies or games, so I have no issues emulating as well as collecting. Yeah, but in most cases, emulating is better than what we had. I mean, look, I get it. I understand. There were people like, yeah, but it's not the original controller. It's not this. I get that. I get that. But man, try playing one of my Super Nintendo games on my Steam Deck and tell me that's not awesome. You tell me that's not awesome. Tell me. Play an advance game, a Game Boy Advance game on there. Play a PSP game on there and tell me that's not awesome. Just saying. I'm just saying. I completely understand if you say, I don't want to do that kind of emulation. It's not my kind of thing. Totally get it. But try that. Try that. Go get food for storage ASAP. Oh, we got food. That's not a problem. It's just I don't like it's like I'm kind of a homebody type of dude. You know, like I like to stay at home and watch movies. In a lot of cases. And it's part of the reason why I love, when Billy or Jay call me up and they're like, hey, we gotta go film something. I'm like, cool, I'm out of the house. Cool. But yeah, for some reason, as soon as I can't leave is when I'm like, man, I really want to go to the blah, 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 whatever. So I'm really hoping it's not a foot of snow because that'll take forever to melt. I'm feeling nostalgic. I'm writing this post with a quill. Desperado. That is a 3.25 stars. 3 stars for the movie, a 1/4 star in addition because Salma Hayek. But that's a really fun movie, and it's Bucho. I mean, come on, it's Bucho. It's Bucho. But no, I love that movie, and it's great. Robert Rodriguez, freaking Antonio Banderas. What's not to love? I just saw Andrew Dice Clay at Kill Tony on New Year's. I don't even know what Kill Tony is, but interesting. The Witch and The Lighthouse are in tough competition for his best, but I definitely agree. Yeah. I plan to see Nosferatu soon. What was it you didn't like? Was the acting really good, not good, or what? Okay. Oh, you'll watch my vid. Okay, well, in brief, I kind of feel like if you've ever seen any of the Nosferatu movies, and I'm talking about the original silent film or the what is it? Oh my God, I'm going blank on his name. I've been talking about Nosferatu for 2 weeks now, and I feel like I should remember his name. Anyway, there's a remake of that was made in the 70s, and then this one. Or if you know the Bram Stoker's Dracula story in any fashion, Francis Ford Coppola's version, the mini Christopher Lee's, the original story. If you know that, there's a lot of Klaus Kinski. There you go. I don't know why I couldn't come up with that, but there's a lot of. All right, we got it. And the way that I described it in one of my comments to somebody, I said, have you ever been to a museum on a guided tour? There's a person, the tour guide is standing in front of this painting and talking and talking and talking. And you're like, there's a lot more to go. And I got it. Can we move on to the next one? That's what the whole movie felt like in a lot of ways. The movie's beautifully shot. I thought there's a lot of people that disagree with me, but I thought the acting was great. But I felt like I was constantly going, okay, I get it. Let's move on. So a movie that does everything right technically, but it's just the pacing sucks. I'm sorry. I don't like how long it took to get anywhere in that movie. And then there were parts that I felt like, and maybe this is part of the reason this might be a me issue. I know this story very well. I've read the book twice, the original story twice, so I know what the story is. But Nosferatu is not strictly that story. But there were things that were just glossed over in Nosferatu, the movie, Eggers version. There were things just glossed over in the story that kind of made me go, okay. So I was frustrated by the storytelling, not just the pacing, but the fact that things were edited, some things were really stretched out, and it just felt for an overall kind of experience. And I feel like overall it was my least favorite. That's how I felt. So there you go. Now you don't have to watch my review unless you just want to really help me out and go watch my video and hit the like button. Look, I know that people say that all the time, and I know that it's frustrating to hear, but man, it really helps out. It really does help out with the algorithm, especially on my shorts, because a couple of my shorts this weekend did not do well. And I know it's probably because, like, the Peanuts movie, who cares? But it was still kind of like, hey, it's a bummer. But yeah, so anyway. Number 4, Wolf of Wall Street. That is a 3.5 star. I mean, it's a great movie. Great performances. The story, or the part where he's tripping out or whatever in what is it, Ferrari, Lambo, whatever he's driving. I was laughing so hard. Scorsese, man, even Scorsese, and that's not anywhere close to my favorite Scorsese movie. What is my favorite Scorsese movie? I'd have to really think about that. It's probably Goodfellas, right? I don't know. I'd have to look at his filmography and really sit and think about that for a second. But anyway, it's a great movie. But it's not perfect. And I kind of wish it was perfect. But yeah, well, no, you know what? 3.25 stars probably. 3.25 as far as the complete package for me. But I still like the movie a lot. In fact, Jim, good old grindhead Jim, gave me his digital copy of The Wolf of Wall Street, and I still haven't watched it again. So maybe I need to watch it again. Especially on OLED Steam Deck, it's gorgeous. It's really good. I have Mr. Baseball on DVD. Mr. Is there a Dr. Baseball? Is there a Sergeant Baseball? Oh, Tom Selleck. I've never seen that movie. I had to look it up just now because I've never seen it. Even I have the original NES or SNES game. I still play it with emulation, just easier. I mean, it really is. It's kind of like for a long time, every movie that I bought, because digital copies really weren't that much of a thing, I would rip it. And so I could watch it in my, just pick a movie and hit the button instead of throw the disc in there. I went through so many tests. You know what I used as a test to figure out the best settings is arguably one of the transfers that's the most, probably the hardest to look good. Aliens. The Aliens Special Edition on Blu-ray. I encoded that 50 times. Not the whole movie, just certain scenes that I knew were problematic for banding, color banding. I would take certain chapters and just re-encode it with different settings to figure out what's going to play best on my TV. I did that. It's completely, nobody cares. Nobody else cares. But I knew I would care. And I knew I would be pissed off if I'm watching Aliens and I see color banding. So I had to re-encode it a lot of times. I stopped doing that because it's just not worth the effort. But I still have all those ripped on one of my hard drives over here. Anyway, it's just easier. To me, it's even more of a no-brainer when it comes to games, because the quality is exactly the same. Oh, I'm not playing like this. I'm playing like this. But I could take it with me anywhere I want. I don't have to hook it up to some old crusty CRT. Yeah, but that's part of the experience. I get it. I understand. It's just not for me. You have your thing, I have mine. I don't know why I got so defensive there. I saw him in Ridgefield, Connecticut, basically in a former school auditorium. He killed it. Klaus Kansky, yeah, that's how Tom Selleck, An Innocent Man. It traumatized me as a kid. I'm trying to think. Magnum PI is probably the first thing I ever watched it with him. And then High Road to China with Bess Armstrong. Kind of a, not really a Raiders of the Lost Ark kind of, but it was, kind of had that same kind of flavor. Fun movie. I like that movie. Love Wolf of Wall Street. Unreal to know people actually lived like that. I know. The Exorcist. I mean, it's a 4-star, right? Like all the way. It's a 4-star. I cannot believe it's almost time to quit the stream. And we're still just chatting. I still haven't caught up. The Day the Laughter Died Part 2 is one of my favorite comedy albums of all time. 80s was a hell of an unreal time. For a film over 2 hours and it glosses over stuff from the original story is strange. Well, I mean, it's also based on, because Nosferatu, the 1920s silent film, they purposely changed the story to make it a movie because they didn't get the rights for the story, right? So there are some differences. But knowing that story and what it's based on so well, and even knowing, because I had just recently watched the silent film for the first time. So watching that and then watching this, it's kind of like they took 80 minutes, the silent film version. They took that 80-minute film and stretched it out to over 2 hours. And you feel that. That's what it feels like. Yeah. Blitzy user. What are your thoughts on the Sonic 3 versus Mufasa movie thing going on? I don't have a whole lot of thoughts on that. Are you talking about the sort of the rivalry going on? If you're asking me about that, it's a box office thing, and it's really all about whether you like the movie or not. I mean, I think a lot of people that have seen, I haven't seen either one, by the way, so I'm making no judgment calls on that. But from what I hear, Sonic 3 is a much more entertaining movie than Mufasa is. A lot of people were kind of rooting for Mufasa to fail, I think, because of their loathing of Disney. But I hate to break it to you, but Disney had a killer 2024 with Inside Out 2, Deadpool versus Wolverine, and Moana 2. So Mufasa is really just kind of the icing on the cake. But yeah, I don't know. Unless you're talking about something that I'm not aware of. In which case, hey, let me know, because I don't know what you're talking about. Born in 79, got to live the 80s, but too young to enjoy the ride. Thank you, iNightmares. I appreciate that. I mean, again, guys, watching my videos helps. And watching or clicking that like button helps, because the like button tells YouTube, hey, people are watching this and they're interacting with the video. Comments, of course, are helpful too. But all that goes in the algorithm, and the more people that watch it, the more people hit like, the more people that comment, and all this stuff. It just keeps doing this. My program review from James Fox is at like 4,200 views, which is stupid for me. That's a lot for me. The Nosferatu review is at 3,200. That's a lot for me, considering I average around 150 to 200 views, period. I like this. I like seeing that. So, you want to help out old Rob? I appreciate that. Hilfa? What's Hilfa? Don't get weirded out. I'm going to go watch and like all your shorts this week. Oh, man, Joe. I appreciate that. Thank you. It's a small thing, but, I try to, like, here's the thing. the wife pays for everything. And I don't like making things about money. I've never been a money guy. I don't like charging for things. But at the same time, I don't charge for I don't do the what do you call it? The memberships. I don't do the membership thing. I turn off ads on the live stream. Because I don't like it when I have to watch ads during a live stream. And with a stream like mine, it kind of sucks even more because then the ad will make you miss out on what I said. And that sucks. And then you have to back it up to listen to what I said, and then you're behind with the conversation. It sucks. I don't like it. So I turn off ads. But helping my channel grow will help just a tiny bit. Just a tiny bit, So, I appreciate it. Goodfellas or Taxi Driver for me. But no, going back for a second, Joe, why would that weird me out? I appreciate that. That's very cool of you. Very cool of you. Goodfellas or Taxi Driver as your favorite? Goodfellas is probably the best for me. Taxi Driver is like Taxi Driver and Mean Streets. I don't feel like he's there yet as a storyteller. But I also need to see both of those again. But I think Goodfellas is peak Scorsese. That's just me. Empire Strikes Back is a 4. Come on. Come on, rate. It's a 4 out of 4 stars. 4 out of 4 stars. Perfect. One of the most perfect movies. I mean, it's got its problems, but I love that movie. Come on. Wolf of Wall Street and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, a 3.5-star bi-coastal comedy Leo double feature. I mean, maybe. I love Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. That's a movie I want to watch again. For sure. Let's start our own boutique Blu-ray studio. Billy, here's the funny thing. I was actually thinking that, like, how hard would it be? And you got people that really, I mean, seriously, between you, me, Jay, Mel, I mean, dude, can you imagine a Game Chasers commentary on, I don't know, Pecker? Edward Furlong's Pecker? We sit and watch that and do a commentary on it. But then again, that would be fun anyway, but I'm also like thinking, man, getting to interview these people that made these great movies, I think it'd be awesome. I think it'd be so cool. I'm super late, but hello. Pixel Phoenix, welcome. Okay, here's the thing. I'm going to get caught up really fast. I'm going to go over the movies that I watched this week really quick. And then we're going to go over the news, which is very little. But we're going to do it really quick because I do kind of need to leave. Sonic 3 was kind of great. I haven't seen the first two, but my sister-in-law just got Paramount Plus. So I'm gonna watch the first two and get caught up. Seven is a 4-star for me, no question, in fact, no arguing. 7 is a 4-star movie. David Fincher, holy crap, love 7. Zodiac's better, but I love 7 a lot. Everyone watching should like this for our buddy Rob. Thank you, Frodo's boy. I appreciate that. The Hateful Eight. That is a 3.5 star for me. It's not peak Tarantino. I think Tarantino is at his best when he's... The Hateful Eight felt like he was trying too hard. I feel like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, I love Pulp Fiction, okay? Pulp Fiction, you would have asked me any time. Pulp Fiction is my favorite. Pulp Fiction is my favorite. Inglourious Basterds is great. Jackie Brown's great. Reservoir Dogs. Reservoir Dogs probably my least favorite. But overall, I mean, I love all of his movies, but I feel like Hateful Eight, he's trying too hard. And you know what? I went and watched Death Proof back when I watched that Grindhouse that I got from Via Vision in Australia. It was actually kind of expensive. But anyway, I watched Death Proof again. That movie's good. I like that movie. So, in fact, I think I like Death Proof more than The Hateful Eight. Oh, what are you saying? Yes, I know, but I still think so. Hilfa is what Leo and Jonah Hill yelled out because the stewardess called out her friend to help with subduing them to their seats. I don't remember that. I need to watch it again. 7 4K is going out this week, and I'm hearing mixed results. I heard reviews. I watched a couple of reviews, and they were saying, but then again, a lot of people, man. Like, what's the guy? Who's the guy? Who's the guy? Shazama? Who's the guy? You here? Damn fool idealistic crusader or whatever his name is. Damn fool idealistic crusader, right? The guy who's super picky. I think James Cameron was talking about him. When he's talking about the guys living in their basements, I think he's talking about damn fool idealistic crusader. No problem to be, to want the best and all that stuff, but damn, that dude is picky. Like, super picky. I think 7's going to look great, but it's also like 7 is one of those movies where I'm kind of like, I think I'm going to wait for a sale. I love 7. I love it, love it, love it. Haven't watched it in a long time. I've saw it way too many times. Like, so many times that it's a bit uncomfortable how many times I saw it. I don't need it in 4K. I want it in 4K. Don't need it in 4K. And it's, as far as I am aware, all the special features that are on my Blu-ray, nothing new on the 4K. So it's kind of like Zodiac, where it's kind of like, did I need to buy that? I don't think so. I don't know. Taxi Driver's my number 2 favorite movie of all time. Wow. What about Taxi with Tony Danza? I know. And don't forget, America's favorite man? I don't know. I love Judd Hirsch. I've said this before. I have an appreciation for Judd Hirsch that is way beyond most people. Like, most people would say, I don't know who that is. And I'd go, I think Judd Hirsch always plays roles where you feel good. And there's a goodness that comes out of him. You feel his goodness. I would like to see him play a villain, because I don't think it's possible, because Judd Hirsch is just that guy. I love Judd Hirsch. Everything I've ever seen him in. So I love Taxi. In fact, it just made me want to watch Taxi. Is Taxi on Blu-ray? Complete series, seasons 1 through 5. Oh, it just says no release date. Okay. Okay, when that comes available, I might have to buy that. Anyway, I enjoyed Taxi Driver because it's so raw. There's this build up for the entire movie that just explodes in the final 10 minutes. Oh, absolutely. But I need to watch it again. I need to kind of feel that again. And I think I have to watch it again for the AFI list that my wife and I still are behind on. I'm so far behind. Okay. At that time, it takes a drastic turn that's unnerving. Yes. I'm so far behind. Why? Why am I so far behind? Have you ever thought about starting a Discord? You can do movie viewing parties. Criterion has one. It's pretty fun. Joe, I have a Discord. In fact, did anybody post it? Did anybody? No. Exclamation point. Discord. We've never done viewing parties, but we should do something like that for sure. Sonic 1 is decent. Sonic 2 is better. Sonic 3 is great. Okay. All right. A Few Good Men is a 4-star. Absolutely. No question. I love everybody in that movie. In fact, a lot of people for a long time gave Demi Moore that sort of, they kind of, I guess, relegated her to the side character, the supporting character, or the whatever. She was never like the star, right? G.I. Jane changed that. But I always loved Demi Moore. Like, I really like her. And A Few Good Men, she's awesome. She's idealistic, but then, man, some of I like her. Okay. I love A Few Good Men. Of course, there's the, Jack Nicholson. I mean, think about it. Dude. You got Kevin Bacon. You got Kiefer Sutherland. You got, who else? You got other people. But I love it. I love that movie. Come on. That movie's great. And Sorkin, right? Aaron Sorkin? Is that his name? Wrote the play. I love that movie. Directed by Rob Reiner. Come on. 4-star. Taxi with you guys can pull up that stuff anytime you want, because Nightbot, man, rules this roost like a freaking condor of justice. What? Taxi with Tony Danza is the best show ever. I bought like 8 roll neck sweaters so I could feel like more like Judd Hirsch. Dude, I love it. Nightbot. And then he says, hey, like and subscribe. I love Judd Hirsch, man. It's great. Rob's seen 7 in Zodiac so many times he's on at least 5 watch lists. That's possible. She Said No? I've never heard of that. Never heard of that. I don't want to say that word just in case. I hope you understand. Because, YouTube will freak out. And felt how awful goodness is. Yeah. I do believe Taxi's out on Blu-ray. I have all the seasons on DVD. I just saw Independence Day 2. He had to drive the school bus. I never saw that. I couldn't. Did I order the Code Red? No. Yes. Maybe. Possibly. But Joe, welcome to the Discord. We have some fun. Hopefully you have some fun. Waka waka. Like it. I don't want to accuse him. I don't remember. I love A Few Good Men. That's me. It's a great movie, though. Great movie. Okay. Real quick. I watched these two. The Vengeful Beauty and Death Duel. Now, Vengeful Beauty uses footage from The Flying Guillotine. I don't know if you remember me talking about that last week, but yeah, it uses it's one of those movies where it uses footage from other movies. But here's the thing. This movie is batshit crazy. This movie's nuts. Like, the styling and everything reminded me of Big Trouble in Little China. I would be shocked if John Carpenter wasn't influenced by this movie. This movie came out in 1978, but I had a lot of fun with it. At first, I'm like, oh man, it's kind of like when they would do recap kind of episodes, in like TV, where they show clips from other previous shows. And I'm talking about in the show, not just like last week on The Partridge Family, did so-and-so have an affair? I don't know anything about The Partridge Family. I'm sorry. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is, I was really upset at the beginning, but then the movie turned out to be, there's a crazy freaking, wait a minute. Am I talking about the right one? No, I think I am. It was great. I really liked it though. I feel like I'm Champing. It's the fearless time character and takes on entire flying guillotine gang. Anyway, awesome. It was good. I'm getting some of the movies confused. Death Duel. Okay. Yeah. So we've talked about David Chang, right? David Chang. Do I have any pictures of David? I don't. No movies with David. Actually, David Chang's in this, but anyway, Derek Yee is his brother. And here's the funny thing. Derek Yee went on to become a director. Okay? So he's the star of this movie, but he went on to become a director after the Shaw Brothers closed. He loved this movie and wanted to do a remake, and he made it. It's a movie called Swordmaster. It came out in 2016. Kind of want to watch it because I was thinking that Death Duel is actually a pretty cool story. So let's see. Okay, it doesn't really say what the movie is about, but it's basically about a guy that is, if I'm remembering correctly, dude, all these movies kind of run together after a while. No, this is it. He's he's he lives sort of like as a hermit, but he's one of the best swordsmen in the world, not maybe the best swordsman in the world. And he basically stopped. He went into hiding because he was tired of killing people. Because he was too good. He would murder every guy that he came across. So he started to hide himself. You don't know this at the beginning, and it slowly comes out that, oh my God, he's the best swordsman. It was really cool. It was a fun movie. And I just think it would make it cool, like updated. But of course, Derek Yee himself directed the movie Swordmaster in 2016. Life Gamble. This movie was really fun because everybody there's a ton of stars. Like if you've watched any Chang Cheh's martial arts movies, you'll recognize most of the people in this movie. It's all the same guys. But they're all after this jade thing for reasons, and they're all fighting each other, and they're all trying to backstab each other and kill each other. Dude, fun movie. I really, really like these so far. Like these last few have been awesome. Now, okay, I will say Soul of the Sword is T. Lung's movie. He's starring in this. The problem is the story is another one of the who's the best swordsman, and he's going to make decisions based on whether or not he thinks that it's going to make him better or whatever. It's kind of messed up, this movie, some of the things that he does in this movie. And as far as T. Lung goes, I love T. Lung. That's him right there. I love T. Lung, but I wasn't a big fan of this movie. But on this disc is a special feature that's freaking awesome. The Soul of the Grindhouse. Author and critic Rick Myers details how Hong Kong action cinema became a Western phenomenon. It's awesome. It's like an hour and a half, and he's basically just telling the story of how the Shaw Brothers began, and how, dude, it was awesome. It was one of the best special features that I've seen on the Arrow. I mean, you've got Tony Raines. If you own any martial arts films on DVD, Blu-ray, whatever, you know the name Tony Raines because the guy knows his shit. He is the martial arts guru, period. The guy knows so much. He lived in Hong Kong for many, many years. Amazing guy, right? This is seriously one of the best things I've seen when it comes to the history of martial arts movies. It was awesome. I loved it. So anyway, the only movie that I watched outside of these four. Oh, by the way, I have 4 more left, and then we're on to single disc guys for a while before I get to the Shaw Classics Volume 4. But I did watch this movie, The Dead Don't Hurt. This is Viggo Mortensen directed. This came out in May, right? Yeah, it came out in May. It didn't really do a splash kind of thing, but it's a Western. It's Viggo Mortensen. He directed it. I wanted to see it. It was fine. it was fine. The good news is it was, I think I watched this on Paramount Plus. And I got really excited because it was like, oh, I've been wanting to watch this, and I just never got around to watching it. It's fine. The weird thing is, Vicky Creeps, whoever that is in the top corner. It's hard to know where to point. Her. The movie's mostly about her and kind of what happens. So basically, he's a Danish guy. Don't really know a lot of his backstory other than he fought in some wars and he was in the United States to kind of settle down, whatever, the West, blah, blah, blah. So he comes across her. They start to have a little fling, kind of a thing. They move in together, and then suddenly the Civil War breaks out. And so he's got to try to, he's like, I gotta go see what this is all about, whatever. And she's like, why are you leaving and all that stuff? Well, he basically leaves her in his house in the middle of nowhere. Well, you've got Danny Houston, which is the little guy, the small face in the center there. And then you've got the guy that kind of looks like Seth Rogen. I'm not going to lie. On the poster, I was like, is Seth Rogen in this? It's not Seth Rogen. It's, what's his name? Solo. I should have just looked it up on IMDb. That would have been easier. But he's basically the big bad guy. And things happen. And yeah. But here's the thing. I enjoyed it. Probably it's got a 6.4 on IMDb. Solly McLeod, he is a bastard in this movie. But I'll tell you this. If I'd paid for it, I probably would have been a little irritated because it's not great. But it's not bad. So if you're in the mood for a Western, in the mood for a new Western, I'd say go for it. Go for it. So there you go. I just thought about that after I wrote it. I apologize. Don't boot me, internet. Yeah. Yeah, YouTube doesn't like that stuff. Some Scott, welcome. How's it going? It's good to see you. Some Scott. I missed out on Independence Day 2. I thought about it since I love the first one, but man, I cannot imagine it's any good. Yeah, see, there's so many, again, I've said this many times, but there's so many great movies to watch. If you look at something and you go, I mean, sure, you could take the chance if you got nothing else to do. But man, I'm sorry, but these days on Tubi, seriously, Tubi for free, ad supported, but Tubi, if you've got Prime and Hulu and Max, dude, Max has so many great movies, classics. It's hard for me to stop and say, I think I'm going to watch this Independence Day 2 that nobody from the previous movie really wanted to come back, except, some people that are, smaller actors, but none of the big actors wanted to come back. Do I want to watch that? I mean, look, hey, there's probably somebody who's a huge fan of Independence Day 2. But I saw that and went, not for me. Not for me. I'm moving on. But yeah, let's see. Yeah, you're doggone right I did, except he doesn't say that. But man. You, counselor, you, Lieutenant Weinberg. It's like, why is he getting mad at me? Dude, Nicholson's performance is so good. So good. I love it. Talking about T. Lung, have you seen Five Shaolin Masters? I don't know. I've seen so many. I can almost guarantee you I've seen this. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's in one of my Shawscope sets. Isn't it? Let's see. Five Shaolin Masters is a 1974 film that appears on the Shawscape Volume 1 Blu-ray box set from Arrow Video. Thank you, AI Overview from Google. Yes, I have. Great movie. I liked pretty much all that. I mean, there's a couple of them that are pretty bad. Like that Five Peking Masters, or no, not Five Peking. What am I doing? Five Shaolin Masters. Mighty Peking Man. Mighty Peking Man. Oh, just you wait. Oh, just you wait. Yeah. Yeah. Terrible. I mean, I'm sorry, but that movie was terrible. But she was a cutie pie. In fact, I got to be careful because there's a couple of nude scenes with her. But yeah, terrible movie. Han Solo. What's better, The Dead Don't Hurt or Horizon American Saga Part 1? In my opinion, this is my opinion, Horizon, no question. Because I loved Horizon. I loved Horizon so much that I bought the 4K and I've been talking about it almost nonstop since it came out, trying to get people to watch it. But I get it. There's a lot of people that just don't like it. But it's weird because one of the things about Horizon that I really appreciate is the fact that the movie feels like the first part of a book, you know, where it's introducing all the characters. There's parts where you're like, who the hell are these people? And then you watch a little bit of their story. And then, okay, now we're back to these people. Okay. You watch a little bit of their story. Then you go back to another, right? And it's basically like, it reminded me of the pacing of a large book. Now you read only the first quarter of that book. That's what Horizon is. And it ends with so a scene just ends and then he starts playing clips from part 2, which is weird. A lot of people don't like it. But man, it hit all the right notes for me. And there was a bunch of actors that I recognized that I liked. You know, like I don't know. I loved it. I loved it. And one of the things that I really appreciate is that Kevin Costner is kind of known as, I've said this before. I know I have. But he's known as kind of a diva, you know? Kind of a, look, hello, let's all get on the same page because I'm Kevin Costner. You know what I mean? That kind of guy. I want it the way I want it. But man, in so many cases, I saw him step back and allow the other actor to shine. And as a director, he was wanting the best for the movie. And he didn't give himself this, I don't know. I felt like, wow, what a great director. And for somebody that said, I'm going to give the spotlight to the actor, I just love it. I just loved it. But I also understand when people say they don't like it. But yeah, I mean, here, look. Do what Vinny said. Let the oh well, I don't even know if that would work. If you let the Rotten Tomatoes score pick, The Dead Don't Hurt. 85 and 64. Okay, remember that. Again, 5170. Okay. Well, Rotten Tomatoes is a bitch. I hate it when they do that crap. I really do. Okay, really quick. Did you know that they're making another Dark Knight? The movie's literally called The Dark Knight. Just saying. The movie The Dark Knight is filming soon with Armie Hammer. Yeah, that Armie Hammer. Directed by Uwe Boll. So that's going to happen. Wasn't Arnie blacklisted? Yeah, but it's an Uwe Boll movie. I don't think he cares. I just thought it is kind of funny because I think Uwe Boll is And yeah, Aubrey Plaza's husband died, 47 years old. I don't know much about Jeff Baena. I'd never seen any of his movies. But yeah, it was a sudden thing. Man, I read about it. And I was like, that sucks. But yeah. And then also, I thought this was kind of a neat thing. Tubi tweeted this out. You know what? Hell yeah. In fact, I think it was Shozama that posted this in the Discord. Americans spent 23% less on streaming services in 2024. I don't know what that means. Does that mean that people just watch Tubi and they love ads? I don't know. Or it could just mean that people are saying, you know what, we just spend way too much on this shit. You know, just the same way we canceled Peacock, and Paramount Plus because it was like, we're not watching these. And then my sister-in-law bought it. So it means people touch grass. Exactly. Well, Tubi does have adventures in game chasing. Not wrong. Not wrong. In fact, let's see. Oop, not tube. And look, there it is. Oh, we can't watch this right now. Or could we? But yeah, there you go. It is available if you would like to watch this movie that I helped make and Billy directed. Billy's in. I'm in it for blink and you miss it kind of stuff. But I helped. I helped with that movie, and I don't care what anybody says. I'm proud of it. I'm proud of the work we did, and I think we made a hell of a movie for the amount of money we had. I think it's great. Hey, I have all 5 of those streaming services. Well, there you go. There's a movie with a cat that came out recently I want to watch. It's animated. Oh, Flow. Yes. It looks interesting. This is it. Yeah. And apparently getting some awards buzz. So, yeah. But also something that Shozama posted that I thought was actually pretty neat was this video about Kodak. My stream is weak, low flow. Sorry about that, man. I show an excellent connection and everything's in the green over on my OBS. So everything seems to be working for me, but yeah. But oh, Rufus the Red. I didn't see you there. Welcome, sir. Welcome. The pain don't hurt. Wait a minute. I missed a bunch of stuff. The Brutalist. I've heard of the Brutalist. I mean, I've read some stuff about it. It sounds like the last half of the movie is, because it does have an intermission because it's 3.5 hours. That the last portion of the movie is kind of a beating, and it kind of took away from the first part of the movie. But again, I don't know enough about it, you know. But that's what people are saying is that it's good, but it's long. And some people are fine with all of it, but then some people are going, man, that second half, that was a lot. So I don't know. I do want to see it because I love Adrian Brody. I really do. But man, it doesn't sound like it's going to be an easy watch. Let's see. Scott, you're going to watch Horizon. Well, I hope you enjoy it. And I hope you can see it from my perspective. Knowing that it's the first part of a thing, maybe that helps. I don't know. But a lot of people seem very pissed off by that. I don't know. First, I look at what's on sale. Then I look at the combined scores. Okay, gotcha. Gotcha, Vinny. I never go with Rotten Tomatoes. Well, the thing is, though, Rotten Tomatoes, from a critic's point of view, it's sort of like a combination of Siskel and Ebert, where you're only getting the binary part of it, the yay or nay. You're not getting the why, really. You have to delve deeper to get the why. And I think that's the problem with using it specifically. But like one of the things that I had fun with was I went through a bunch of some of my like movies that I really like and looked at their Rotten Tomato score. And I said, look at all these movies that I like that are really bad Rotten Tomato scores. So it shows that not everybody, you can't, it's a helpful guide, but it's not you shouldn't like a movie because this or whatever. I don't know. It's called The Brutalist because it's 5 hours long. Oh, low flow on your stream. Gotcha. And no, Rufus, I understand what you meant. But no, a cool thing about Kodak, the film company, right? Like the old, Kodak film, that they're upping their labs and their production and all that kind of stuff because of demand. And it basically said they shut down over the holidays to really ramp up this thing, which I was like, really? And then I went to their website and they have a place where it says, hey, look at our movies, or look at the movies that use Kodak film to shoot the movie. Look at there. The Brutalist, Nosferatu, Maria, Bird, Sing Sing, I Saw the TV Glow, Saturday Night, Queer, Challengers, Honora, A Different Man, Fallout. I just found this really super interesting because I'm like, wow, look at all these movies and TV shows that are using film again. There's Trap. I mean, I don't know all these movies, of course. There's Cuckoo. Strange Darling, which is, again, one of my movies of the year. And look at that. Cinematographer, Giovanni Ribisi. That's right. Giovanni Ribisi. Awesome movie. And it really bums me out that people aren't talking about it. They're not talking about it in awards conversations. I didn't see a single other person put it on their top 10 or their best movies of the year or whatever. Strange Darling is freaking great. No other movie surprised me as much and left a smile on my face. Man, that was really smart. That really got me. I love that movie. Mock, yeah, ing, yeah, bird, yeah. Hell yeah. Yeah, Kodak still exists. Here's the funny thing. Same way I was contracted to work with Apple, I was contracted to work with Kodak. So it's kind of funny. Blockbuster, Kodak. I was like, I hope that Apple doesn't fold because that'll be 2 out of 3. Because Kodak was almost on its death knell. But here's the funny thing. When I was working there, they had this thing called I can't remember the exact name, but I think it was called the Kodak HD Theater. And get this, it was basically an Apple TV before the Apple TV came out. It was a streaming box. And you could stream movies from your computer to your TV, your photos, all that stuff, right? The problem with it was not only did they not continue working on it, they didn't promote it. They basically released the thing and then let it die. And I was so frustrated because I'm like, look, this is a great product. You have got to put some muscle, put some marketing behind this. This is a product that people would love. And they never did. And then they shut down a lot of their manufacturing and stuff like that. So it was like, damn. But I was mad. I asked if I could try it out. And they let me take it home. And I tried it for about 2 months and was like, this is badass. And then the Apple TV comes out and I'm like, this is like the same thing. So yeah. But interesting. Let me see. Wait. As a man with narrow urethra, all the BS in King of the Hill is in fact BS. We're going late, guys. Speaking of Kodak, final review, 1 hour photo. Never seen it. I've never seen it. It just means I could pee further than you. Oh, so it's kind of like holding the thumb over the end of a water hose, right? You get that you got that pinch action going on. Billy. Yes, it is shocking. I thought it was cool. And Jerry is here. Welcome, Jerry. Good to see you. I'm about to get off. I'm about to get off, you know. I'm about to go get off. But no, it's late. And I've been talking a lot. And I have to pee. TV shows need to be produced fast. I know, it's crazy, right? And yeah, everybody should watch Fallout and give it a chance. As a guy who gives a big F about most things ratio and format, doesn't effing matter to me. You're talking about format, the what? So you say 4:3 VHS, you're fine with that? Is that what you're saying, Rufus? If that's your real name. I mean, look, I get it. I get it. I mean, I don't get it actually. So you'd rather watch. So if you have like okay. So if you have something on VHS, you won't upgrade it? If you had the ability. If the art calls for it, give it to me. Okay. I want original ratio. The original ratio that it was filmed in. And I want it in the best possible quality I can get it. Video and audio. No, I'm saying if the art calls for it. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what you're talking about. If the art calls for it, yeah. But you say that you don't care. Who gives a big F about most things ratio and format doesn't F and met? Okay, you're saying... I don't know what you're saying. I thought what you were saying, you were defending the use... Oh yeah, if I've got... Okay, if Deadpool and Wolverine came out on VHS and that's what I got, I'll watch it. And that's what I'll watch it on. I thought that's what you meant. Maybe not. Ask him about the dog. The dog? I don't know what you're saying. And Bonobo Juice, did you see Jerry that Jerry is here? The Jerry? And Jerry, did you see that that's the scat? Bonobo Juice is scat. Did you know that? Did you know that? I think you did. You might have. Or you might be gone already because you're like, Rob, would you like actually say words that make sense? The box art? I'm only here to confuse you, Rob, I swear. Oh, okay. Based on how the creator wants it produced. That's what I say. I grew up on pan and scan VHS, and the moment I saw Star Wars widescreen, I vowed to never again watch cropped anything. Sam Scott. That's exactly what happened to me. Well, I don't know exactly when it happened. It would be interesting to find out. Or there's no way to find out. It would be interesting to know when I realized. But man, when I saw friggin' Snaggletooths, damn dog bit the shit out of me today. Are you being serious or are you laughing? Because that sounds like something you just say. He got hit by a friggin' dog. He got bit by a friggin' dog. But no. Okay. So what? Yeah. When I'm watching Star Wars widescreen and the scene where he's like, well, it looks like someone's been starting to take some interest in your handiwork. And then the bartender guy, the droids, he points and the storm droid goes, all right, we'll check it out. And Obi-Wan kind of goes like, we got to get the F out of here, And then there's a quick shot of the stormtroopers walking by ham salad, Han Solo, and Chewbacca. And over in the corner is a friggin' Snaggletooth. You got that friggin' Snaggletooth? Oh, you're serious AF. Okay. All right. Damn. I'm sorry, dude. You okay? I hope you're okay. But no. Freaking Snaggletooth. The figure that I've seen hundreds of times. seen Snaggletooth hundreds of times when I was a kid. Hundreds. I don't know if I actually had a Snaggletooth, but I played with Snaggletooth. I know that because I play with friends Snaggletooth. I played with a friend Snaggletooth. That sounds kind of dirty. But anyway, I'd never seen him in the movie. Watching widescreen, and there he is. And I'm like, holy shit, it's Snaggletooth. There you go. And then freaking Jerry over there with his Snaggletooth. Hey, you got that Snaggletooth over there, you prick? Let's see. I found a very interesting article regarding DVDs and aspect ratios. I pasted here, but I probably can't. Maybe Discord? Yes, Vinny. You should post it like the wind. Yeah. I don't know. Whoa, there's another character in the shot I've seen 100 times. I know, dude. I know. I love it. That was one of the things that made me go, okay, from here on out, I want to see original format. Whatever the format that it was shot in, whatever the director intended, that's what I want. And a lot of people don't agree with me that like Aliens on 4K looks amazing because that's what James Cameron would have intended if he had the ability back then. That's what he wanted. He wanted it to look like that. So that's why he made it look the way it does now. But I get it. You don't like it? Fine. There's the Blu-ray. So I have the Blu-ray and the 4K, and I can watch whichever one I want to watch. And I do. I watch the one that I want to watch. Actually, I haven't watched Aliens since I got the 4K, and probably won't watch it again for probably another 3 years. At least. That's a movie. Talk about a movie. I've seen so many hours. Dude, I've seen that movie so many times. And I've seen it frame by frame. I know this movie intimately. Intimate. Oh. Holy shit, dude. On the leg. On the leg even. Dude. Hope you're okay, man. If you're still there. Off topic, but I'm on vacation right now, driving through New Mexico and Texas and found the abandoned video rental store you and Billy found. Really? With the bird poop and everything? You're kidding me. You are kidding me. The new Indiana game is wild, seeing Han Solo and Doc Ock all young. Read that in that traditional New York accent. That new Indiana game is wild, seeing Han Solo and Doc Ock all young. And look at that. Look at that stuff. New Indiana Jones game is really fun. I still need to play it. I'm playing Final Fantasy 3 now, which is crazy. I'm terrible at that accent, by the way. It's just every now and then when you do that Snaggletooth, there's something about it. I can do that, but I ate some acid I sat on too long, and I don't think it's working, but it's making this conversation something else. Okay, then. Aliens 4K looks amazing, but has some technical issues, so I get both sides. Isn't that the remake with weird AI faces? Chris, there's a lot of people, Billy included. I don't know if he's here. The Game Chasers, Billy, has said to me, to my face, he said, I can tell that that's AI upsampled because I see some of the same artifacting that AI upscaling will do. And sure, this is a 2K remaster that they AI upscaled to 4K. For my money, though, I can't see that, and I love it. And I think it looks great. I think the movie looks better than I've ever seen it. And I don't mind the fact that it looks different than the way that I remember seeing it the first time. But there's people that are purists, and they say, why would you do that? Why wouldn't you just do a full 4K scan of the original negative? Well, because there's money involved, and it was much cheaper to do an AI upscale of the 2K transfer that they did for the Aliens Blu-ray. So I see it from a studio point of view because yeah, it's dude, we can get so far up, to the best quality that it's ever been seen, and only a very small percentage of the people in the world are going to bitch about it. We're going to save a ton of money, which means our profit for these discs is going to go much higher. Or we can spend the extra money to do a 4K transfer. It makes sense. I get it, but I don't know. It's kind of like, I understand why people are mad about that. But I also look at that and go, that's perfectly fine for me. So that's some New York accent. I know it's more of that stupid, hey, how you doing over there, you prick? It's just not, what is that? Italian Guido whatever guy from The Sopranos or whatever. I don't know. I'll post a pic to the Discord. Okay then. Playing Final Fantasy VI on the Final Fantasy III US cartridge. Did I just hear you say that, or is that me tripping? I am playing Final Fantasy III Pixel Remaster. So, the original Final Fantasy III. Yes. Vinny included. AI upscaling is garbage. There you go. Gotta be more like Hoffman. I'm walking here. Yeah, I know. But DNR is pretty distracting at times, especially close-ups. I didn't have a problem with any of Aliens or The Abyss. I think there might have been a couple of shots in Aliens, if I remember correctly, but it didn't take me out of the movie. It's kind of like somebody sleeping. And if you kind of nudge somebody, just move them slightly, they might turn over, they might snort a little bit and move, but they're still asleep. They won't remember that. But if you push them out of bed, yeah, they're going to remember that because it's going to hurt. It's going to wake them up, right? To me, it was like a slight nudge for me. True Lies, somebody kicked the shit out of my back and I'm in the floor. I might have been sleeping in a hotel room with Jay, right? With him slapping, going nuts and whatever. So basically what I'm trying to say is True Lies is kind of like sleeping with Jay in a hotel room. What is this show? Anyway. I'm also big fan of Film Grain. I don't know. I love seeing a movie the way, if the director's happy, then I'm happy. That's the way I look at it. So, and I think in most cases, I think people are trying to do the best job they can. And I feel like, people get ripped on like The Predator and all that stuff. Yes, it looks waxy, it looks fake or whatever. Somebody probably did one scene and somebody went, that looks awesome. Man, look at the quality of that. That's awesome. That's great. Okay, do the whole thing. And they just went, okay. And they clicked okay and watched it render the whole movie the exact same way. Somebody screwed up. They put it on a disc and there you go. That's why you get a disc like that. But the Aliens was not like that. Aliens looked awesome to me. And there was nothing that nudged me out of the spell that movie places upon your brain. At least for me. Now again, I have an untrained eye apparently, and I can't see that. But I like directors, but exactly. Nice. I bought the Pixel Remaster Collection for Switch. Yeah, I have that, and I played the first 2 games and really enjoyed them. Before you go, does that pan and scan drive you crazy on the old 4.3 VHS? Yes. I thought that was actually in the movie. And I'm like, man, that's a really interesting way to film. It looks odd. And then realized, oh, that's a new technique that people in the studios were using instead of like a lot of times they would like if something was framed, like here's the frame, right? Okay. Like if this part, all this over here was going to get cut off, but then something important is happening in this section, they would just frame it. They would move it really fast. It would be like a quick boom, right? At some point, they got the digital thing and they started digitally scanning it over, and it looked odd. Like if somebody's walking through the frame and they walk over to this side, well, it would follow them. So it would be like, like this, and it would just look odd. But yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. But there you go. Even back in the 90s, I didn't know what pan scan is. Well, most people didn't. But I'm also a movie nerd, so. This gets into the question of when a work of art is completed. Some people think artwork is a product of its time and should not be altered. Others think the artist always has license to change it. Here's the thing. And this is actually, man, damn it. You gotta bail for now. I'll be back in an hour or so if Rob loves us enough to still be streaming. It's not about that. It's about I gotta just go. I'll catch you down the line sometime. Bucho, you know, I appreciate you. But thank you. This is an interesting quandary here. So when does an artist walk away? To me, the way that it should work. And look at that. Jerry saying bye to Bucho. Man, love to see it. You just love to see it. Miss your must, dude. In my opinion, as soon as the movie is... It's tough. It's tough because the special edition, if you look into the special edition, the Star Wars special edition in particular, right? There were multiple reasons for doing that. Number one, possibly cutting out Marshall Lucas from stuff because it's a new work. Totally. I don't know if that's true. There's the case that he was literally testing the waters. The studio and him, they were testing the waters for a new Star Wars trilogy. They were gauging response. He was, I mean, kind of like testing stuff. Not just technology, but testing the waters to see if it would work. If the people would come back. I think you can tinker as long as you want. I think people should walk away when the movie's out. When the movie gets released, I feel like at that point, you move on to something else. Don't sit there and go back and do all that stuff. But here's the thing. If that was my response, and that's what I actually believed, I would never have all the different cuts of Blade Runner. I would never have the extended director's cut of Kingdom of Heaven. I would not have the really pretty worthwhile version of the extended version of Close Encounters of the Third Kind. I mean, there are, countless times where the director goes back and makes improvements, and it's awesome. So I don't know, man. It's really tough. Now, I think in the case of Aliens, they used a myriad of film stocks. So the grain was not consistent from shot to shot in some cases. I think this is a culmination of, okay, we're going to make this look as sharp and as good as we can. And I'm going to take out as much of that grain because that grain was a byproduct of the budget, not a desired result. So in that case, I feel like the changes were justified. Some people don't agree with that, and that's fine. But I kind of feel like if the director does it, I'm kind of cool with it. But I also, there's a part of me that says, man, once it's out in theaters, leave it alone. It's a hard thing. It's a hard question to answer. I mean, where's the Mona Lisa special edition? You know? With all the freaking explosions in the background. That's a painting I want to see. But look, guys, I've got to go, but there's one more thing. Oops. Sorry. Did you know that The Last of Us Season 2 is going to come out in April? Did you know that Columbia Pictures and Sony PlayStation developing a Horizon Zero Dawn movie? There's an Until Dawn movie coming out, and also, what's the other one? Helldivers 2. Yeah. Wow. That's a lot. That's a lot of stuff coming out. I don't know a whole lot about it. It was just an announcement at CES, but there you go. But yeah, I'm voice. I've spoken many words since 7 o'clock, and 3 hours and 45 minutes later, I'm ready to, go sit and not talk for a while. Okay, that's a good dude. Okay, that's a good point. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. So wait a minute. I didn't even look at the chat. So Vinny, did you bring up the Mona Lisa? Okay, that's weird. I seriously did not look at the chat. I kind of want to go back and look and see if I just like saw it out of the corner of my eye or something, because I don't think I was reading the chat. Like the last chat that I saw was like the Bucho Mr. Musk that Jerry said. Saying. That's odd. That is odd that Vinny, were you sending that to my brain? No, I typed it in the chat like a regular human. It's just weird, man. I don't know. I didn't see that. That's really odd. The Mona Lisa was actually altered many times before it ended up like we know it. So I thought he was some Scott. I thought you were replying to me, but you were replying to him. That Vinny said it earlier. That's really strange. That doesn't even exist, man. But look, guys, I really appreciate you being here. And if you would please, before next stream, do me a favor and go watch each and every one of my videos on 1 time speed, and hit the like button and a comment. In fact, many comments. I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding. But no, I appreciate that you guys do the thing. You come in here and we have a chat, and it's really fun. So I appreciate you guys. Let's see. Wait, we're gonna get caught up before we go. See ya. I'll be getting my 12-inch needle shot tomorrow. Ooh, dude, sorry, Jerry. Man, I hope everything's okay. Later, guys. Enjoy that needle. Damn. Great hang, brother. Thanks for hanging out. Joe James, thank you. Appreciate it. GD's players, Ninjinzu, good to see you. Rufus, bye-bye. Bye-bye. Some Scott, of course. Not Gary, thanks for the stream. Have a great night, everyone. Not Gary, thank you. Is something paranormal happening? Billy. So we were talking about the whole director's thing. And whether or not it's good to, go back and meddle with things like the special edition and stuff like that. And I said, yeah, but for a long time, I think thing. Well done, Rob. Thanks. Frodus boy. Thank you. Vinny. Thank you. But basically that, once the movie's out, you should leave it alone. But then again, there's the Blade Runner, all the alternate cuts of Blade Runner. And then I said, out of nowhere, I said something about, yeah, where's the Mona Lisa update or whatever? I'd like to see that. I hadn't looked at chat, and Vinny said the exact same thing, and it was just kind of odd that we, great minds or something. I don't know. But it was odd, for sure. So, but I gotta go. My throat is parched, and I would like a snack of dubious caloric value. What? Y'all have a great one. Seriously, have a great one. We'll see you next Tuesday. Bye.